All right, we're back after a brief hiatus, and thank you, Amy, for covering for a week, maybe 2 in there. I forget exactly. We are back in Icewind Dale. If I remember correctly, going in the Wayback Machine, the party had just defeated, allegedly, we think, defeated Oral and her mount, the Rock, from the top of Grimskull. And they seek shelter underneath and was able to get a long rest in and level up, and there was much rejoicing.
Yay!
Yay! However, there was still some business on the island. The
Orb.
sorry,
Professor Orb.
exactly. Velian says she can still sense the orb on the island and implores an early wake up from your 8-hour long rest to set out and venture forth to the rest of the island, somewhere deep in the mists.
Was I able to use any portion of that long rest to examine the codicil?
You and Velian both actually
that's
are
how-
interested,
yeah,
and you since you brought it up, I had assumed that you would be doing that on your ride back, but you do take the long rest to take a look at it, and there is something of note for you, Juval. I am going to drop it in our team chat, but shoot, of course I don't change the hyperlinks. There is within the coddle, so there's 2 bits of information that jump out to you.
Okay.
One is that you can discern with Velian's help, you 2 kind of partner on kind of deciphering the codicil. And what's apparent is that written in the pages of the codicil is as a poem, the Rime of the Frostmaiden. And that this poem is exactly what you need to find this lost city of Yithrin. That the poem can gain access to Oral's secrets, including one buried deep under the ice. And Velian believes this is exactly what you need to find the lost city of Yithrin, which is the Netherese city that you and she are both looking for.
Okay.
And secondly, there is a spell that you could add to your spell book that I just linked there.
Spells.
Frost fingers.
In fact, since we're doing it all right now, let me
Well,
see if
I
I
can't.
can.
It's a wizard spell.
Oh, you can't make use of it.
No. Mm-mm.
Wee.
Wizard only?
Available for wizard.
And Roz, I'm replying to your Discord real quick. And I hope I didn't put that in group chat. I don't think I did, like last time. So she is ready to go. Let's have at it. I want to stay as far from here as I can, as quickly as we can go.
We have to find. Are we not looking for Professor?
We are. It is. It is here on the island. I can sense it. But I know it is not here in Grimskull, and I suggest we venture forth.
Is good idea.
All right, let's do it.
Yavin, get the egg.
Oh, okay.
Yavin, pack camp.
Okay.
I love this egg.
So, as you make your way back out of the front of Grimskull and backtrack on or about this area that you can see me probably drawing on is where Valine wants to track off. In fact, she'll probably get on this little bit of a discline. And she wants to go counterclockwise around the mountain upon which... Am I in the wrong view? Yeah.
No, you got it.
You're pink. Okay.
Yes. Hot pink. I don't know how it became hot pink, but there it is.
Also hot pink.
Mm.
I'm going to change my color.
Is there something going on with you guys? Should I be worried?
We are the hot pink mafia.
Yeah. On Tuesdays we wear pink.
Yeah. Friday nights, free beer. You should try it, Eddie. So, as she leads you, assuming that the party follows her,
yeah.
And I'll take a deep breath in case anyone takes exception to that. You come across another. Remember the ice sculptures that you had come
Yeah.
across over here? You come across another grouping of them. Last
fun.
time you had skirted around. How is it you want to? She's about to just go right through the middle.
Let's let her go right through the middle and see what
Okay.
happens.
Yep. Each of these squares is about 200 feet or so. So I'm assuming you're keeping pace with her as she kind of makes her way through. Anyone want to stop me?
Yeah, we'll just let her go first.
Yeah.
Sure.
And she continues through the other side without an issue. She seems to be aware that they're there, but she's totally not interested in it. She's driven on her own mission.
Mhm.
As the party makes their way through, I'm gonna draw a little bit of a trail here that I can use to kind of trace a bit.
A happy trail.
I know you couldn't see it because I had it polygon revealed. Get rid of that. Mismoused. Sorry. Don't panic.
Ah!
So as you make your way through what appears to be another leg of the mountain that's right up here, give you a little sense of the magnitude of your journey here. You make your way around the rim of the mountain and ultimately come across what looks like a part of a wall on or about here, if I can get my marker. Yes, exactly. This broken wall, this 10-foot wall of ice has broken down in a few places. It leaves some gaps through which you can see what appears to be a large, huge garden of ice sculptures. The sculptures themselves are not huge, but the vastness of the ice sculptures are huge. In fact, I might even have a little bit of a handout that I could show you in terms of. I know these are always the best. So within this garden of ice sculptures are look to be normal sized sculptures amongst just frozen flora and fauna. There's the approach that you have, kind of brings you, as you can see to your side there. There's a little bit of an edge of a wall, but she seems to just go around that edge of the wall and continues into this garden.
Like out onto the ice bridge?
It's not a bridge per se. This is all just frozen tundra. So the animals that you saw in that graphic there are like normal sized elk, deer. The trees are normal sized trees, and that you can meander through and make your way. It's kind of set off in that, unlike the rest of the tundra, which is flat and icy and snowy, this appears to be more of a garden in nature, in that it's got all that frozen trees and animals.
And it also has a very interesting name, according to the handout.
Yes, it does. You don't have to worry about that, though. That's just to keep the
the riffraff away.
the riffraff away. Exactly. So she makes herself around this wall that seems to be kind of breaking down and into the garden itself, and making her way into the center, or towards the center of the garden.
I would think we're going to continue pace with her, maybe 30 feet off.
Okay. Yeah.
Let her trigger the trap.
Yeah. She does not trigger any traps as she continues to move through this garden, and makes herself to a far side of the wall. It takes a little bit of following along the wall, but before she's able to kind of find a gap that she can move through. But once she does that, she continues her journey. Let's see if I can get this a little cleaner. Up around. As you get closer here, you can actually see you're a little bit closer to the edge of the island. In fact, I'll open it up this way. So this left edge that you're kind of following around is the frozen sea. And you make your way ultimately to what looks like a shipwreck off the shore.
Oh.
Here.
Yeah. Always good things in shipwrecks. For example, dragon hordes.
That works out well.
The problem with dragon hordes is there are also dragons.
Yeah, I'm just saying the last time that we found a shipwreck, there was a dragon.
Maybe this time it's a dragon horde without a dragon. I mean,
Or
you
maybe
never
it's the
know.
mom dragon for the egg that Yavin's carrying.
You know, it could also be a chorus line. You know, we don't know.
I don't think there is need for a chorus line in frozen tundra wilderness.
What? Why would there be a need for a dragon?
Some dragons like the cold.
I'm just
Oh.
saying. Unless we check it out, we don't know what it is.
As she makes her way towards this shipwreck and towards this coast, you can make sight of, half buried in the snow near the edge of the bluff, is a humanoid corpse clad in cold weather clothing, and clutched in one of its hands, kind of raised above the snow as the corpse is face down, is an orb made of smoky gray quartz.
I found it.
A voice rings out, and the orb itself kind of glows or peaks as the voice rings out. It says, "Ye gods, I was afraid no one would find us." But you see that the sound isn't coming from the corpse; it's coming from the orb itself.
Yeah, that's unpleasant.
I will mage hand out ahead of Velian because I'm staying just behind her and snatch up the orb and bring it back to me.
Okay. What's the range of mage hand?
30 feet.
30 feet. Nice. So you're right on the edge. So why don't we do a little bit of a little bit of the edge.
What? Wait, where to go?
Do a sleight of hand check?
Yeah, a little bit of I want to say a dex contest here to see who gets to it first.
Ooh.
If I can find
Possibly be
Billy
sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Light of your
I'm
hand.
assuming you're not trying to hide the fact that you're taking it.
No, just using the deftness of my. But also, I have the Mage Hand Legerdemain, which means I can pickpocket things. It's very deft.
It's invisible, right?
Yeah, it's also invisible if I want it to be. It's a very deft Mage Hand.
You can beat a 16.
Gotcha.
You can do it.
Okay, she's got a 16 as she jumps to take the orb. The orb itself is maybe 4 inches in diameter, so you've got an opportunity to kind of sweep that away from her.
Okay, so a dex check or a sleight of hand check?
I'm going to say dex unless you're trying to do it stealthy-wise, which I assume you were not.
I mean, I have way better chance on sleight of hand than I do on dex.
You can do it.
But sleight of hand would be tougher because she's looking. Her focus is right at it. It's not like you're pickpocketing someone who's not paying attention.
Going to be successful.
I'm only a +4 on dex. I'm a +10 in sleight of hand, but
there you go.
There you go.
There you go. So as she reaches down to pick it up, it swoops away. It skitters the surface of the snow and hands itself directly to you. At which point she turns to you and meets your eye, and she knows that you have it.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Now I did lose my notebook, but I'm pretty sure that we agreed to return the philosopher or Professor orb to her, to Valeria.
I was just curious.
She makes her way back to you, the 30 feet, hands on her waist, and just doesn't say a word and just kind of stares you down.
I will speak to the orb. Hello. Who are you?
Who am I? I am the professor, Professor Scant. Who are you?
I am Roz, and this is we are the White Hands. What is that?
White hand.
We are the White, and we are the White Hand.
I am so glad to have been found by you and your party. At which point, Valine speaks up and says, Professor Scant, I am here too. And he replies to Velian, it's nice to hear your voice again, Miss Harpel. I take it you're returning us back to the comfort of our own home. And she puts her hand out to you, Roz, as if expecting you to give her the orb.
It's all on you, boy. Yep.
I will give her a long look, and a look that sort of conveys, I don't have to do this, but I'm going to do this. And I will hand her the orb.
And she almost snatches it out of your hands as an almost defiance of your look, as if I'm going to take what I want.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Sure you can.
There's a lot of subtext going on between
I
the
know,
phases
isn't there?
that you guys are giving
A lot of
each other.
sexual
I know.
tension.
Get a room.
Wow.
Get a room.
Yeah. As it goes, are you in love?
I mean, my passive perception is, my passive insight. Oh, my passive insight's not great. It's only a 14.
14. I think if it was 6, you'd probably make the connection.
I feel like I've got it. Yeah.
Yeah. At which point she holds the orb in her hand and she speaks to it almost in hushed tones, but you can still hear her above the winds a bit. Assuming you're all huddled around, and she is happy to have the professor back in her possession. She says, "What has happened since you were taken from me?" And the orb conveys a journey that had been undertaken by the corpse now laying in the snow. This corpse is none other than Naz Lantomir. I'll just put the name in our chat. I think I'm spelling it right. I'm doing a little bit of phonetic spelling. This is someone who had stolen the orb. You gather from the conversation that the orb was stolen from Valine by Naz and was taken up here. The shipwreck off the coast is the one that had taken them to this island. However, Naz, having gotten wet on the swim in, just froze to death on the shores of this ice cube. Is the short version. So she holds it up a bit and she puts it inside of her coat, thusly. And she says, I'm ready to go. Are you?
I thought
And
we
she
will
just
explore all island to find more treasure, not just your thing.
we have other things we need to focus on here. There's nothing else here on this island, I'm sure of it.
I turn and look at Juval.
I don't know how she could be sure of it. I mean, has she been to this island before? It seems like a dubious claim.
Aren't we here for a purpose, though?
We are.
I mean,
we
the
done?
codicil, supposedly the codicil has information on stopping or fixing the rhyme on stopping Horrell. I mean,
It's got a
is
rhyme
that
of a
not our-
rhyme. Yeah.
Is that not our priority?
Well, I have to express that this is quite a surprising turn of events, Roz, that you would be less interested in finding more treasure and more interested in pursuing the noble quest of ending the rhyme. However, we do certainly at this point in time have enough information to go on to the next step of our planned journey. But there is also an entire island to explore on which we have defeated the goddess Oral. So obviously,
Isaac looks a little confused.
we
and he
haven't
says,
actually defeated her since the rhyme is still occurring. So it's likely that she still exists somewhere. But right now, at least, not on this island.
but maybe it just needs time to end now. We have ended her. No?
Maybe.
I don't think we ended her.
Oh, I mean, certainly there are two paths in front of us. Look for more treasure, and delay our exploration of the Netherine city, or continue straight on to the Netherine city.
Oh, do we have any idea where the Netherine city is based on the codicil?
Back on the mainland.
So it's not on this island, do you think?
No.
This is small island.
The orb chimes out from inside her jacket. It's on a muffled tone. It's just the best place to look would be in these ships.
And the what?
And
And the shits?
she and the chicks.
The chicks?
In the ships.
In the chick in the ships. But Veline kind of taps it to kind of keep it down.
Oh, it's a good
Hey.
idea. We find good things in ships. And Isaac will start heading out towards the wrecked ship.
Now to traverse to the wrecked ship.
I'm
Go ahead.
sorry. I could speak to the court. Oh wait, speak with Dad. How long do you have to be dead?
Isn't it any
all
amount
I
of
need
time?
was a mouth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Within the spell fails if the corpse was the target of the spell within the last 10 days. But otherwise, as long as he's got a mouth, I could talk to this undead, or well, the corpse. It's dead. It's regular dead. I could try speaking to the corpse to see if there was anything worthwhile on the ship.
Hey,
What do I get,
Professor.
like 3 questions or something?
I'm
5 questions.
I'm gonna speak to Velian's coat, like almost talking into one of her breasts.
Yeah.
Make it weird.
I mean, that's what I'm looking right at, basically. Hey, Professor. You were clearly on this guy when he died. How did this guy die?
Mm-hmm. And resigned to the conversation, Velian pulls the professor out again to speak. And the professor answers with, first of all, Nas was a girl, not a guy. And the ship itself, was just a pirate vessel that we had the unfortunate opportunity to ride with. I did not see much in its hold. There was some oysters in the hold, giant oysters. Other than that, there was not much of note that I intuned.
Oysters are delicious.
Oh, it was a pirate ship, and it was full of oysters, and it crashed here.
Illicit oysters.
Ooh.
Likely.
It shipwrecked here, and this person came out onto the land and just died.
Well, they said he got wet.
Exposure.
So, yeah.
Ah,
Can I dig around the corpse to see if there's like any
Maps.
bags, maps, books of like what was on the boat? Do pirates keep accounting logs?
So you can certainly dig around Naz Lantomir,
Which is a
as
lady.
you
I apologize, Naz.
the former Miss Naz Lantomir. There is a wooden spell book. Bound in a wooden one, bound in a Nothic hide and silver clasp to hold the book shut. Naz's personal sigil is inscribed on the the spine, and contains some spells that you could try to perhaps,
Maybe.
at another time, or you could open it now, or you could look at it later. Which one would you like to
I'll
do?
tuck it away and look at it later. It might be time
Okay.
to multi-class into wizard.
Yeah. Let's see. The orb itself. That's really all you find on her person. The face down. Let me see if I can actually maybe even cast a little bit of a. Can I get a little picture of what this person might look like? Yeah, we can do that. Give me 2 seconds to toss it up. So, granted, what I just tossed is a little bit hued towards the blue, but you get a sense of how she would look.
Oh.
The distance to the ship, however, while it's termed the frozen ice, it is not like a frozen sheet of ice, and it would involve getting
wet as well.
Yeah, you would get wet, and you would be the protections of your cold protection gear would be nullified.
far offshore is it? I mean, just
probably, I would say from this map, I'd say the bow is about 30 to 50 feet offshore.
I mean, if I get
On a mage hand, a rope, is that it?
no, I've got Misty Step.
Oh.
And Misty Step is 30 feet. So if I creep out 10 feet and then Misty Step, I could avoid most of the wetness. I can't take anyone with me, though.
The wetness.
Well, the professor orb claims that there is nothing particularly interesting on the boat. I don't think that it has any reason to mislead us.
I don't think it has any reason to tell us the truth either.
So why was it saying about the ships when it was muffled earlier? Good place to start is at the ship.
Maybe there are more shipwrecks than this one.
All right. Want to keep walking the coast?
In response to your statement, Isaac, the orb chimes up once again. He says, "Indeed, there are quite a few shipwrecks around here. It is not very favorable to approach this island by sea."
Unless you're underwater.
This is why we use whale.
Whale.
So true. Do we want to just curve around north and keep walking the coastline?
The professor seems to know where they are.
Or at least that they exist.
The professor actually kind of contributes to the conversation as you speak. It says, my knowledge is just what I recounted from what I was told, having no eyes of my own. That I am just repeating what I have heard while I was on board the ship and what Naz has imparted to me when she came.
If we're gonna do it, let's do it. Let's walk the coast, find some shipwrecks, and do our thing.
Let us go.
We've got a rhyme to end.
So, are you moving around to keeping the shore on your left? Are you making your way, keeping your shore on your right?
I mean, we started coming this way. We'll just keep going, keep the shore on the left.
Okay.
Go clockwise around. Yeah.
Let's give a little bit of shoreline here. Give me 2 seconds. So you can make your way across the shoreline without much problem. There's really not a lot of features in the line that you followed around this small peninsula here, and eventually kind of almost meet up with the path that you had started from.
Keep going clockwise, I guess.
Okay. You can make your way clockwise, and you come across another set of those ice statues that you're almost all too familiar with. The distinction between the ice statues and the Garden of Love that you came across is the ice statues are clearly made of ice, where the garden looked to be frozen entities of the thing, a frozen tree, a frozen deer, a frozen elk. As you make your way towards this coast, I'm going to say you get a little bit further as you make your way up there, and you can make on this peak here on the 11 o'clock space, exactly. You can make out the whole of another ship in the bergs offshore, but it's further off than the one that you just saw.
And definitely not reachable without getting soaked.
Correct.
Nobody's got a folding boat. Those are always helpful.
In our last game, I feel like we had like 70 of them, right?
Yeah, exactly. They were like all over the place.
Nobody's got fly or dimension door at this point.
Don't think so.
Nope.
I'm not that type of caster.
So following more of the coastline, you come across another spiral. I'll call this the 12 o'clock peak here that you come across. You make your way to the top and then back down again.
Okay.
You do come across a third shipwreck, as before, kind of wrecked in the ice. But it is
closer.
It's a little closer, but remember, each block here is 200 feet, so that's a good half a block at least, maybe, give or take. That's probably a good 100 feet up from the shore.
Even I would need to go 70 feet before I could Misty step out to it.
And you just tell me if I'm going too quickly here. I'm assuming
in the water, we lose the ability, our clothes' ability to
protect you from the. Yeah, exactly. And there would be saves for exhaustion, eventually leading to death if you weren't able to get yourself into a safe space. Just following the peaks one more time.
Mr. Winter, you are immune to the cold, are you not?
No, resistant. Yep, just resistant.
I'll just draw this out a little bit here to give you a sense of
on the water, but can't do that.
There were some wrecks there too.
Yeah. Which brings you full circle. back to.
Well, we didn't really get down here, did we?
Nope. Are you continuing down the shore?
I mean, if we could find one close to shore, maybe we could build a raft to go out to the other ones.
Mm-hmm. So, you will, at this rate, 200 feet, a couple miles. Yeah, I mean, it would be a long day of marching, but you could do the whole perimeter. Let's keep it easy here. Boom, 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 boom. Just kind of give you a little bit
anything else on this island? Jesus.
Who's Jesus?
He's the cook back to Davern. Yeah.
A lot of the shipwrecks appear to be off a little bit of shore here, so it's difficult to see if you can get to them. I think this one might be your best bet, the one that I just revealed.
What, this last one?
This one here. Although that's still probably a good 20 or 30 feet. So you might be able to, misty step to the point here. Each of these is 200 feet.
This one maybe. Yeah.
What does this ship look like?
A wreck.
Click the one you're talking about. That one there. Yeah, they're all wrecks. So that one there, it's nondescript. You don't see many markings to identify the nature of the ship. A lot of debris around it. Some of the lifeboats have been spread out into the glacier ice around it.
Does it look decrepit, rotted? Does it look unstable, or does it just look like a ship that's stuck in ice?
It looks like a decrepit ship that's stuck in ice. It's not sure exactly how stable it is to, say, support your weight, for example. But from the frozen nature of everything else, you could also assume, if you felt comfortable doing so, that the surface of the ship is frozen.
You want me to go check it out?
Yes. You can do it. Pull some wood if you can, and maybe we make a raft to get to the other.
I will go right to the tippity edge of what's stable.
Yep.
And then I will misty step the 30 feet out to a flat surface on the ship.
And that would probably be this jaunt here.
Okay.
Yep. So you make yourself to the bow of the ship. There's a raised forward section that you're able to successfully misty step to.
Okay. I would like to hunt for treasure or anything.
Yep. The ship lists to stern, so you're at the highest point of the ship. As you move front to back, the ship kind of dips backwards into the water. Within the forward compartments and topside, there's not much, as who knows how long the ship has been here. There is doors astern that allows you to kind of go into the back end of the ship and presumably below decks, if that is something you want to do.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. At which point you get into a captain's cabin. You can see some maps and some material here. We will say also that there's a small chest on the captain's desk, if you wanted to investigate that.
I will stuff any maps and papers that I can into my pack, and I will examine the small chest. I'll check it for traps or that it is trapped itself or anything. Yep.
And you are +10, if I remember right?
My investigation?
Yeah.
+8.
+8. Yep. So you're able to... The chest looks rather plain to you. A small chest. When I say small, I'm saying maybe a foot long and 6 inches deep.
Yep.
And maybe 8 inches tall. It does not appear to be locked.
Or trapped.
Or trapped.
Okay. Then I will open it.
Inside are some pieces of jewelry. There's 4 pieces of random jewelry. Let's say 25 gold pieces each.
Okay. Cool. Is there a hold that I can get to?
In the main deck, there is a hold that you could descend into. It is if you ever seen like the wooden grids that you look down into the hold, per se, you can see that the bottom half of the ship has been compromised and the level of water is pretty high. That you could descend into the hold. It would bring you into the water.
Just from peering down, does it look like there are boxes? Does it look like there's actually stuff in there?
Mm-hmm. You can see in the water, below the water line, appears to be a larger chest.
Shit.
Oysters.
You're going to tempt me into compromising myself.
Not going to make it easy for you.
Yeah. I'll go back to the bow.
Okay.
And I presume, 30-ish feet, they can hear me just fine. Found a small chest, a couple of small pieces of jewelry. There's a bigger chest down in the hold, but I'm gonna have to get wet if I do it. I'm gonna try, but we'll see. Is it possible you can start a fire or something over there? Make some kind of a campsite so that I can warm up if I get wet?
Isaac snaps his fingers and a bonfire appears at his feet. Yes, I will keep fire ready for you.
Okie dokie.
Do you want me to put fire on ship?
No.
This will keep you very warm.
Very, very too warm. Cool. So knowing I've got a campsite there, I will go back to the hold. I will use. I'd like to use my dagger, my black onyx blade, to chip away at the lattice grate that's there over the hold. Attempt to break a hole in it.
Yeah.
And
you're successful. We'll say you're able to kind of pivot the lattice grate up, that the grate itself can be lifted up as a door.
And then I've got 50 feet of hempen rope. I will tie the rope securely to one of the masts or whatever's, something secure nearby that it isn't going to slip off ice. And then I will descend, hanging on the rope, descend into the hold so that I'm close as close as comfortable, but not in the water. And then I will attempt to use I'll try to use the mage hand to try to pull the chest out of the water. If the chest is relatively light, it might work, but.
So you're able to secure it to the main mast, the rope itself, and dangle it over the edge of the lattice work into the water below, and descending the 8 feet or so. So it's not that far off of the surface of the water that you hang yourself, so to speak. You are fairly close to the surface of the water. Is that true?
Yeah. Within a foot or two would be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. At which point the water froths at your feet. And coming out of the water is a harpoon, and it is a 23 to hit.
Oh yeah, 23 hits.
Yeah. So can you make a strength contest?
Oh God, no.
That is not strong.
No, there's no chance. I actually have a -1 to strength, so there's no possible way I can hit a 22.
So you the harpoon pierces you, and you're pulled off the rope into the water. And in the water with you are 5 looks like evil merfolk creatures.
Awesome.
And
I would it's a bonus action to Misty Step. I would say the instant I have any opportunity to do anything, I would Misty Step up to the deck, So
let's do initiative, and we'll play it from there. Fair?
Sure. No. Oh, I didn't have a token, but
that's okay.
Oh, no, 23. I did okay, actually.
Oh, that's you. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I thought that was me.
Yeah, I thought they were reversed.
Yeah, me too. Perfect. I was like, oh, that's not going to be good.
Wow.
Yeah. So, all right. So, we'll put you at. So, you would have first action, and you're just Misty stepping up to the deck.
Yeah, that would get me. I mean, it gets me out of any grapple or anything like that. Just
yep, and out of the line of sight. Yeah.
Well, Misty Step has to be to what I can see. So I wouldn't be out of line of sight for them at that moment, but I would Misty Step and as my bonus action, and then use my movement, which is 30, to run to the tip of the ship, and then use my action to dash and do another 30 feet to basically running leap as far as I can off the deck of the ship. I'm already wet. There's no saving me from being wet. So if I hit the water in my jump, cool. So
what is a distance one can leap? Does anyone happen to know off the top of your head?
Strength.
Just
if you get
strength
in
feet.
It's your strength modifier in feet. No, your
Which
strength.
would be a -1.
I have a -1 on my strength
modifier. Your strength.
8.
Yeah, strength.
Right.
Oh,
so
okay.
the running leap, you run 8 feet.
Did Roz take any damage from that harpoon?
Yes, he did.
So he's bleeding.
11 piercing damage.
11 damage.
So you, so in all fairness, Roz, as you see, because your vision is limited a bit, you see him dash towards the forward part of the boat, launch himself into the water, and splash. So
what the heck is he doing?
And Roz, you've got. Can you give me a Constitution save?
Uh-oh.
+0.
You can do it.
14.
14.
Not bad.
Yeah. So you take 1 level exhaustion.
Okay.
But that represents also your effort to get to the land, barring anyone else jumping in and helping.
Yeah, they don't know what I'm doing. So that'd be my full movement. That's everything. Yeah, off the ship, leap, swim to shore. That's my turn. That's fully everything.
I'll go down to the shoreline to try to help him out of it.
If I see Roz jump off the ship, I'm gonna take out my rope and throw it to him.
Yep.
Okay.
And as soon as he grabs it, I'll just yank him with water planing out.
I'm water skiing across.
Yeah. So with the party's help, you're able. You don't encounter, given the speed at which you're able to claim land again. You don't encounter these evil mer folk while in the water.
Merfolk.
I snap my fingers
they speared me.
Make a bonfire.
Yeah. He is wet, so
and bleeding.
It's going to be
son of a bitch. I don't. That's it. I'm just huddling by the fire now, but I'm not with my back to the ship. I'm definitely facing the ship. Like
I am really sorry. I forgot when I leveled up that I swapped out at level 4. I can swap out a cantrip. I no longer have create bonfire. I do have.
We did make a fire then.
I do have prestidigitation, which allows me to chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material for an hour.
What a strange! Like, I wish that you had talked with me about this because I already have prestidigitation. So you could have
warming him up.
Right. So what I'm saying is you could have retained.
Great bonfire. Yeah.
I felt it was redundant with Firebolt because Firebolt also lights things on fire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No worries. He is still wet. You're able to warm that cubic foot. Will get his clothes, which are still wet, but at least they're warm instead of cold.
I'll put my jacket over him since I'm resistant. Okay. So give him a dry jacket to put on.
I'm assuming that jacket isn't your cold weather gear. Is that true?
That would be my cold weather gear. But I'm resistant, so it will just bring me down a little bit.
Yep. All right.
But the idea is he's not going to freeze.
Yeah. If so, so for winter then, because now
Yep.
Roz has not got the valid. For every hour out in the cold, you're gonna have to make a con save with advantage because you're cold resistant. I'm assuming, unless someone knows the rules better than I do, which is very possible. Or be suffering an additional level of exhaustion from 0. So just to give you the reason I share that is just to kind of reinforce the bitter nature of the environment that you're in.
Yep.
We'll
get him warmed up and
5 of them guarding that large chest. It's got to be something valuable.
Or a trap.
I mean, true. Kind of a rando trap in the middle of nowhere, though.
Worked on you.
It damn sure did. Are we going to investigate a fight, or are we just going to leave?
Well, I mean, how are we all going to get over to that ship?
That's an excellent question.
Filled with them.
I'm all out of misty steps for the day.
Flotsam that's washed up against the shore or anything?
You're thinking like to burn?
No, I'm thinking like to lash together in a makeshift raft.
Oh, how about on behalf of the party, if someone wants to make a survival check?
I am +3?
+2.
How is that possible?
We can't know that about each other.
I say to everybody, maybe we can make a raft. And whoever has got the highest modifier would be like, yes, we should do it like this.
Yeah. I've got a +4.
I also have a +4.
Don't you have advantage in survival in your chosen terrain? Winter? Or something like that?
Advantage on survival checks. To track.
Not to build rafts.
Not to build rafts. Well, you are particularly familiar with one type of natural environment and adept at traveling and surviving in that region.
You didn't take the raft building feat?
So, survival in the Arctic? Advantage? Would this be part of that, or lashing together wood?
Did you say it was specific for hunting and foraging, or was it just general survival in your
traveling and surviving in such regions?
I'm kind of inclined to say yes. Surviving, well, because it's the region here that you're talking about is the ocean, because you're making a raft. I'm kind of thinking probably no.
You still have the highest modifier, so.
I also have a +4.
Oh.
So I could help you. Give you advantage. Is that possible, or is that not?
Yeah. Yeah, so if Winter and Juval want to go scouring for something to use to lash together to make a raft, I'm going to say the DC is kind of high because there's not not up beyond that garden that you saw. There's not a lot of wood here.
Yeah, we'll lash those bodies together.
Yeah, I don't want to lash bodies together. That's unpleasant.
Come on, ice floats.
I did check, and in slow-moving terrain like we have here, you can move 200 feet a minute, actually, which is actually pretty fast. So you're 4 or 5 minutes away from that garden.
Right, but with Winter as a ranger, we wouldn't have any kind of imposition to our travel speed in his
True. That's true. Yep.
But
so
no, I certainly don't want to bust down Oral's statues, which I assume she created in substitution for worshippers for herself.
But we kill her, so why do we care if we break her statue?
Well, obviously she's not killed because the rime is still ongoing.
I mean, we killed her an hour ago. Maybe it takes a little time.
I will help build a raft, although I will lodge my opposition to this plan. But
okay. So if you could give a survival check with advantage, because Winter's helping you, I'll say DC 16, given the dearth of materials that is generally found here.
I'm also going to pray for Savras's guidance, even though I don't think this is the right path, Savris. If it is,
Show me a sign.
guide me.
Hmm.
Oh my God.
He says this is the terrible path.
14.
14. So unfortunately, you're able to find some scraps of wood floating by the coast, presumably from the life rafts and the ship itself, but nothing that would be a seaworthy raft that you could put any substantial weight on.
Like Izek, you look over at Izek and say, well, I
Not
can
gonna
make a
hold.
raft, but it's not going to hold you. I'm sorry.
They're simply not enough. Flotsam and jetsam.
Well, do you know what is good idea? Maybe we go get oysters. And we could offer oysters to whale as treat.
Oh, well, I mean, that's nice. Yeah, the whale would like some oysters.
Yeah? Let us go to this last wreck and then we leave, because the rest are too difficult.
How are we going to get to this wreck?
They're all off
in a
coast.
longer misty step.
Maybe I swim out. I don't know. I thought I had what does this do?
So the one that you had, let me do this. The one that you had found Nas by, and the one that the orbs had oysters is
Yeah.
one shipwreck north of you.
Right, and that one was closer to the coast.
Yeah, it was closer to the relative to the other ones. Yes, it was a little further than this one was, by another 20
really?
feet or so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I mean,
Because it looks closer to be like a half square away, so it's probably closer to 50. I had said 50 feet before, so I'll stick with that. But
yeah, okay. I mean, yeah, why not?
so you're gonna make the jump or the swim?
I'm gonna
All
make
right.
the swim. Hold on,
All
let me
right.
see something real quick.
Yep.
Does that do? Nope, that does that. What does that do? Nope, that does that.
Well, you could prestidigitate the water off of you.
Yeah, I can
after
dry
you
myself
get through
off.
it.
So you can be dry almost instantly.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can instantaneously clean or soil an object no larger than 1 cubic foot, so I could dry my clothes off. All right,
Nice.
yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go.
All right. So anybody else going with him?
Am I dry and warm now? I have my 1 level of exhaustion, but am I back to being fine?
Yeah, I think so. Especially if it's like with prestidigitation can literally dry your clothes, then I would say yes. Okay.
Cool.
So I can get my jacket back.
Yeah, you have your jacket back. I'm dry again, but I have 1 level of exhaustion.
Yeah, we don't want it to get worse.
No.
All right. Yeah, so you make your way to this offshore shipwreck. It seems to be in better shape than the one that Roz visited.
Mm-hmm.
For ease sake, we'll say that the ice flow next to it allows a relatively easy access onto the bow of the ship, so you have to kind of go to the back end of the ship. But once you're on board, you're able to gain free access to the entirety of the ship. The hold is the only thing that you find anything of value, and in there are 6 large. Let me see. There's a link for this. 6 giant oysters. So we'll say giant in this context is maybe a 3-foot diameter oyster.
Wow.
They're stacked, and they seem to be fairly well preserved in the cold.
So I'm gonna use my my war pick, and I'm gonna pry them open and take the meat out.
Yeah, excellent. And you're able to do that. Furthermore, just 1 second. Furthermore, one of the oysters has a large pearl in it.
What?
A large crystal ball-sized white pearl.
Crystal ball-sized pearl?
Yes. Which is quite rare.
Wow.
And the 3rd oyster throws a spear at you.
And the 3rd oyster is a mimic,
Roz
and
gets
it kills me.
Roz gets a harpoon, and Izek gets a large white pearl. Fair. But you're able to harvest the meat from the oysters in addition to this large white pearl.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna harvest the meat so that the whale can eat it. But the pearl is nice.
And whales don't eat pearls, so.
I mean, merchants do. That's why they pay so much for them.
And if you
Pearl.
the journey itself, do you make your way straight back, or do you do anything else while you're on the ship?
I mean, I look. Is there like a dinghy?
There is actually.
I'm gonna like unhook the dinghy.
There you go.
Drop it into the water, and get in it, and row
And make your way
back to shore instead of
Done.
getting all wet. And then I'm gonna say, "Look what I find! I found the boat."
Son of a bitch!
Oh, also I find gigantic pearl. I show them
Son
the
of
pearl.
a bitch!
I put the pearl back. You like this pearl? It's for you, Ross.
Put it in your pack, buddy.
Oh, okay. I put it.
Fucking mer people.
Do you want to go back and get them?
No. I mean, there was a big chest there, so now the whole party can go and go get the big chest.
Yes, let us go. So I'll pull the dinghy right up onto the snow and just pull it behind me.
Yep, like a sled.
Yeah.
Nice.
As a bugbear, my carry and pull is double that of normal, and I just increased my strength to 20. So I should be able to pull this boat pretty easy.
Yeah, the boat. Yeah, exactly. Yep. I mean, the boat would have room to sit, 4 to 6 people. Empty, it's not a problem, and you could probably full of people if you wanted to.
Yeah.
As you make your way back, assuming you're going counterclockwise, yeah, exactly. Where do you put into the water with this dinghy?
I mean, wherever is nice and easy to get down to the water.
Yeah. Okay. We'll say anywhere along here will be fine. Yep. All right.
And I get on those rows and whoosh.
Yep. Whoosh. Is anybody going with Isaac?
Yeah, I thought he was coming.
We're all going back.
Okay.
Is everyone coming?
So y'all. Anybody? Velian is staying back.
And Yavin.
And Yavin.
And Yavin.
And Yavin with his egg.
Yavin's not going to let her escape. That's what it is.
He also doesn't want to risk the egg.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, my precious.
We also can't leave Velian
alone. She's going to piss off, yeah.
Yeah. So Yavin is sticking with her with the strict instructions to keep her in sight and
brain her if needed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we got what we wanted out of her.
Yeah.
Not yet.
She may still have secrets left to yield,
but
you are able. Yeah. So that you're able to tie aside this ship, we'll say on the port side, towards the aft because it's lower in the water, and climb aboard. You can see the hold, the lattice that was kind of thrown open or pried open by Roz in the last attempt, and your rope is still here.
There were 5 of them. Ugly bastards with harpoons.
We got your rope back.
I untie the rope and put it back in my pack.
You said there is a chest down there?
Yeah. Down in the hold under the water. I got about a foot from the water and they threw shit at me and then yanked me under the water. And if I hadn't Misty stepped out, that'd have been done for. 5 of them at like a quarter of my total health, just kicked my ass that one hit. Could have been 5 hits and I'd have been dead.
Would you say, Roz, that you're a one-hit wonder?
I have a question.
I'm sorry, we have to stop the stream now off of that joke. Go ahead.
So, if I took the dodge action and went to the edge to try to provoke them to throw something at me, could I then use my reaction to grab the harpoon if it misses me?
You could.
See,
you have like a missile snare?
Let me think.
I thought monks are the only ones with missile snare. Yeah, but
if it
I thought the
misses you,
mechanic was specific.
You maybe not grab it out of the air, but if it were to miss you, it presumably would either fly straight up in the air and land back in the water again, or it would miss you and fly up on the deck, at which point you could pick it up.
But it's a harpoon with a rope.
True.
So the whole goal would be to grab the rope and pull whoever's holding the rope up.
Yeah. So if the harpoon were to miss you, I don't know if you could like grab it out of the air monk style, but assuming the harpoon were to, not just fly straight up in the air and splash back in the water, that it would fly at an angle with an intent to hit you. It would presumably keep on going and be on the deck, at which point you could step on the rope, or you could try to kind of capture it that way.
Yeah, that's my goal.
Yep. All right.
I'm gonna do that.
So you take the dodge action and you peek over. As you look into the water, you can see this chest. It's towards the forward part of the hold, but you don't see any activity in the hold. You don't have a complete view of it either.
Actually, the rules also say that the dodge action only gives the attacker disadvantage if you can't see them.
I can't see anybody right now. Yeah.
And I couldn't see anybody in the water.
Let me look down there, guys.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
I'm just gonna peek
over
because I don't want them to hit you.
Hey, I can see you, and cast fairy fire down there.
Oh, and that's like an area of effect, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the water gets a little murky, so you can't see too deep into the water. You can barely see the floor of the hold and the floor below you. What kind of range and area do you want to focus on for the fairy fire?
I'm going to aim it. It's a 20-foot square cube, I guess, a 20-foot cube. So I'm going to aim for the top of the cube to be like, however down into the water I can see, if that makes sense.
Like so straight below you?
Yes, and then like put the cube down into the hole.
Right. If you can see 5 feet into the water, then you would like the top of the cube to be 5 feet. Right.
Yeah. Let me check. Oh, so you are able to catch one of the creatures that was described to you, which I'll link again, in fairy fire. It's towards the aft of the ship, but coincidentally it was just in the square that you had. It is swimming beneath your feet, so to speak. So it doesn't hang out right below the hold as you're looking downward. It must have been in that square that you targeted by happenstance. But you can see it outlined in the waters towards the aft of the hold.
Can I still see it now with?
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, because it was in the range once you cast it on it, and I'm assuming the creature is aware that you have cast.
I mean, he would start to glow.
Yeah,
so.
he starts to glow.
Yeah.
So yes, you can see it, especially if you're to go to the forward part and look towards the aft. So you're kind of looking at an angle down into it.
Yeah.
You could see the creature under the water.
Yeah.
The moment it becomes visible, Raz is going to say, "Son of a bitch," and run to where he can see it and shoot an arrow at it.
Okay, let's do this.
Because he got fucking harpooned. He's not happy.
Weapon do you have that has reach?
I know
you have one.
Weapons.
What are they?
All of my weapons have reach.
No, he's
anything with a hook?
No, I mean the pick. I could kind of pick somebody and pull them.
Yeah, I was just thinking that'd be perfect.
I was thinking that lightning inside water would be great.
But I mean, if it's only 8 feet underwater, the chest, you can reach that with that weapon.
I can reach it with my arms.
Yeah.
But
he's got a 10-foot reach.
Have to get wet.
I will just dry myself off. I don't care.
Well, I mean, you could reach down with a pick or the hook on your weapon and pull it up.
I mean, that's a good
idea. Are we rolling
idea.
initiative, or are you waiting for my attack roll?
Yeah, I'm waiting for your attack roll.
Okay, that was the question. You
with advantage.
Oh, right.
Fairy fire.
I'll just roll it again. Oh, 17.
A 17 does hit.
Okay.
For 9 piercing or 7 piercing, I mean.
7 piercing, but because I had advantage, I get sneak attack.
Okay, so 16 total.
Yep. Oh, look at that sneak attack on the other one. 16.
Oof. So you hit it, and you can see the creature react to you as if it were just shot by an arrow, and kind of wriggles and writhes under the water.
How do you like that, you fishy fucker?
The surface of water starts to bubble and froth as it did that first time that you had encountered your new friends.
They're coming up.
Your new
And
friend.
I'm standing right there.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm intentionally making myself a target.
Yep. So a harpoon comes at you, Isaac, and that's with disadvantage. Yes.
Disadvantage AC 21.
Yeah. Let me see.
22 is your armor class and roll 20.
It should be 21 because it was 22 because of warding bond.
Ah.
What is what is the disadvantage short key here? Is it shift?
Left shift.
No. That's advantage. It looks like.
Oh, left alt then, or control. Sorry, left control.
Yeah, none of them are working. I'll just do twice.
It's
so
left control.
So a 15 doesn't
hit a 21. No.
Yeah, so it does launch itself out of the water, and it lands on the deck, and is starting to be retreated back into the hole.
Step on it for a second.
Step on it. There you go. At which point, with your weight, it's not going anywhere.
Are you rolling initiative, or can I just grab this and pull him up?
It does grab him, but I don't have a map here, so I figured we would do a little theater of the mind if you all are okay with it. So it'll be a little irregular cadence here, because you know what? Let's roll initiative.
Yeah, I mean, we can just do initiative and then theater of the mind it. That's fine. At least it gives us a structure.
Well, just drag yourself out. Roll it.
And I'll add folks. So evil merfolk.
Wow, I'm super glad that I didn't have that set for this tab. That's awesome. I'm going to get to roll that again.
Wow.
It is better than I rolled the first time.
Really? Winter. If you want to just roll, I'll just add you to the list manually if it works for you.
So is it out of the water or in the water?
The only thing out of the water right now is the harpoon that's been launched. We're putting ourselves in turn order with the presumption that we'll be doing some combat, but it might move in kind of an irregular motion.
Yep. If he comes out of the water, I've got the captain's cutlass or the.
Yeah, we just need you an initiative is all.
He is 20. He's just not.
Okay, gotcha. I'll add you. Winter.
Because I wasn't on the map.
Yeah. My fault.
Put myself out there.
All right, so we'll take it. Raz, are you okay if we just use your shot there?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So Winter, you would be next as the javelin kind of jets out of the water towards Isaac. Winter, you have an opportunity to do something, although the only thing you can see is the glowing entity underneath the water and the harpoon itself.
Oh, might as well give him another shot with a bow.
Okay.
He seems to like it, so.
Holy smokes, with advantage if you want to go crit fishing.
With advantage. Ooh. Oh, God.
24 is still better.
24 is still better.
So, does the 22 hit?
The 22 does hit. So it's 8 piercing, or is it 10?
It's 10 because he is damaged.
Nice.
Yeah, if he's bleeding, he takes the additional.
Yep.
Just once around, but. And oh shit, I got a second shot. I guess you want to do the second one as a second shot, or you want?
Yeah, we'll just do that. Let's roll a new because the second one was meant. See if you can roll advantage. The second one was meant for your crit fish in the first. So let's roll with advantage on another shot. Here.
All right.
Yeah. So another 10.
Only 4.
Yeah. Oh, only 4. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's 14.
Yeah. Juval, it is your turn.
Shooting fish in a barrel, guys.
There is a dark, murky color seeping into the water below you.
Ew. Oh, like blood.
Yes, very much like fishy blood.
That's, otherwise, it was
being a pain.
Like gross.
Being a pain.
No, that cat is never a pain. I will firebolt the creature. Oh, wait a second. I meant to do that with it. Oh, I did do it with advantage.
There you go.
Great.
Firebolt, but being underwater, there is an effect as the fire moves through. So it would be a. There we go. So 23 does hit. The fire itself is affected as it goes through the water, and the strike itself is compromised, being in cold water.
Mm-hmm.
At which point the merfolk are going to try to pull their rope back, Isaac. So if you could make a strength contest.
Athletics?
Yeah, athletics. There you go. So you keep your weight on that. And one more is going to take a shot. So a second harpoon comes out of the water. For a 14, it also lands on the deck. And is starting to be wound back.
Like, I'm only going to step on one at a time.
Yeah. And it is your turn, Isaac.
It's my turn. I am going to grab that rope and yank that guy right up out of the water.
Okay.
Ooh.
Wow.
So it's tied. Nobody was gained either way. So I pull, he pulls, and no gain.
Yeah, sorry, my fault. I thought that 23. Yeah, so you pull and he pull. There's a little bit of a tug of war, but no gain is made either way.
Okay.
And we go to the top of order. Roz, we still have one glowing evil merfolk.
Sure. I'm gonna take another shortbow shot at. He is glowing, so it's advantage. 22.
22 definitely hits. And
for
how much
19.
Damage? 19. As the arrow strikes it, the glow kind of fades as it looks like a limp corpse kind of floats beneath the water. Finishing that one. What is noteworthy as it floats deeper and deeper, and the glow kind of fades, is apparently the bottom of the the bottom of the ship is either compromised or not there. The lifeless body is able to sink beyond what you would perceive to be the bottom of the ship, as if there was a hole in the bottom of the ship, or something to that effect.
Oh,
Don't dead fish float?
Maybe he's being taken below to be eaten by his comrades.
This one is This one's carrying a harpoon, or he's got stuff on him.
Well,
I presume.
guess the rope that I'm holding goes limp.
Oh no, there's more than one.
Well, that was the first one that you said that threw the harpoon at me.
Exactly. You got one of them did throw a harpoon. There is still weight on the harpoon.
Okay.
So as you are struggling with the harpoon, and Roz finishes off the one that was glowing, there is no relenting in the harpoon that you have in your hands. Furthermore, the other harpoon that hit the deck continues to be wound, such that it's maneuvering itself back into the hold.
Oh,
as if something were pulling it.
Because that's the thing I'm going for.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So
if I get a chance, I'll stomp on it and see if I can cause the tip maybe to get caught on the wood as I'm standing on it. It's like
So are you going to make like a strength check to kind of hold it in place, or are you going to try to make for lack of a better word, probably a dex check, try to wedge it someplace?
I'll strength check it.
Okay.
So a strength roll.
Oh goodness, yeah. See if you can beat a 7.
Woohoo!
Nice. So you're able to hold it, and I'm assuming both your hands, and you're kind of giving a counter pull, a counterweight against it, and you're able to hold it on deck.
It's like, we caught a big one. We got 2.
Juval.
Juval is going to offer some encouraging words to Winter about how, the strength of his ancestors should really help him in this instance, and give him bardic inspiration as a bonus action. As her action, she's going to actually cast guidance on Isaac. And then she's just going to stand back a little bit so that she's, behind both of them.
Mm-hmm. The evil merfolk, as they're known, are going to take 2 more shots. One at Winter and one at Isaac. So incoming. Would a why am I thinking that you have disadvantage? They have disadvantage
They
on
do
you.
not anymore.
Okay. An 8 against Isaac, so I'm assuming that doesn't hit, and a 7 against.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
A failure.
So
that's
2
a
wild
critical
shots.
failure.
Yeah. The critical failure sticks in the mainmast behind you, Winter, as it soars past and lodges itself in the mainmast.
Was that a harpoon?
It was another a total of 4 harpoons out there. One by Isaac, one with Winter, one being retreated back into the hold, and one stuck in the mainmast. And we go to Isaac.
All right, I'm going to pull on the rope again.
All right.
Oh my God!
You have oh, never mind. Guidance isn't going to help you.
+8, and I roll a 12.
Yeah. So he's able to pull it out of your hands, and we'll give you, given the difference being 8, I'll give you the opportunity to try to re-grasp it, but you'll be at an 8-point disadvantage.
I mean,
fair.
At this point, I'm just going to let it go.
Okay.
I'm very upset.
Yep.
I said, "Bosha moi!"
And it drops clunk into the water. And we go to Roz. And Roz, with your passive perception 18, you can see the thing, a shadow of the thing that is retrieving this harpoon. It's not a clear shot, but I don't know if Roz can hear us or not. I see him doing his dishes or something. I don't know what he's doing.
I'm sorry, wife was asking for her passport.
Oh, okay. So Roz had something more important to do, people. That's all he was just
I'm sorry, you know.
No, don't worry. How much did you hear of what I was saying?
None.
No worries. The Isaac, the harpoon was
being dragged underneath the water again.
Was pulled out of Isaac's hand, and falls into the hold below. As it falls into the hold below, Isaac, at the top of your turn, you do see a shadow in the water that you can take a kind of a pot shot at if you wanted to make a shot.
I do. I'm going to lightning lure.
Not you, buddy.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you might have said me.
I thought I said Roz could see that.
It was Roz I was speaking to.
But
sorry,
you said
Isaac.
You said the word
did
Isaac.
I'm sorry, Isaac. Sorry about that.
All right. Sorry. It's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, so 23 hits. You don't have advantage anymore, right? So it's just 8 piercing.
Right. And nobody's within 5 feet of it?
No.
Okay. Then it's just 8.
Yeah. Winter.
I'm gonna take Isaac's idea and do a little fishing and try to pull this one up.
Okay.
You said it's athletics against.
Yep. Strength against strength.
You do have bardic inspiration. I don't know if it will be. Oh,
wow!
God. It's not going to help either one of you.
Save it for next time.
This thing's slippery.
Also, a critical failure.
So with a mighty yank, now that they're on to your tactic here, the harpoon is ripped out of your hand and almost directly blurps into the water out of sight. Which is your action. Is there anything else you want to do?
No, bonus action. I'd need to see him, so I don't see anybody.
Juval?
I assume that I can see the creature with my passive perception of 24.
You can. The shadow of the creature, yes.
I am going to cast Hold Person on it.
Ooh.
Which would be a 15 Wisdom save.
15 Wisdom save.
Oh, this mother baller.
This mother trucker. He's able to resist. Is there any?
That guy.
Probably Hold Person doesn't have any kind of secondary effect. If you, okay. He's able to shake it off. At which point, he's going to take a shot at you now that he's got his harpoon back. Ooh,
Shot
26. You.
Me?
Yes.
That barely hits me.
Barely hits you. Yeah. So 2 things. One is
a
very relatively low piercing damage. However, if the
don't have
target
it,
is
yeah.
huge or smaller,
I'm
it
smaller.
must make a strength contest.
Now that's just a straight strength roll, right? Not a strength save.
Strength contest against the marrow,
Okay.
correct.
Get ready.
Yep.
What the?
Oh, you made it! You made it!
How the?
So so it just nicks you, and as he kind of yanks it back in an attempt to catch
Grab
you,
it and pull back
you're-
on it, and I'm like, what's wrong with you guys? It's not that hard.
so he's not able. So this particular strength contest was for him to pull you closer to it, versus you trying to catch it. So he was able to kind of glancing blow you a little bit, but wasn't get enough purchase to actually kind of drag you into the hold.
I'm so strong.
And we'll go to Isaac.
So do I still see the shadow of that guy?
You do.
I am going to lightning lure him.
Just strength save. Is that a ranged attack, or is it because you have reach?
No, it is a ranged attack, but I will display a VTT.
Oh, nice. Although he did save a 17 save, so I think he resisted.
Mm-hmm. I've done literally nothing since combat has begun.
That's right. You had that harpoon in your hand for a bit.
Yeah. So this is our usual run.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else, Roz? I mean,
Isaac,
Yeah, Isaac. Sorry.
Just gonna skip Ross's turn now? What the heck? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Yeah, I'm all set.
Okay, Roz.
So I do see one of them.
You do see one of them.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out my diamond and fire a 4-inch diameter sphere of energy at the creature, and it's going to be a lightning energy.
Lightning-y. Is this like a to hit? A 14 to hit?
Yeah.
A 14 does hit.
Oh, wow.
For 9 points of lightning damage.
Rolled really bad. A 1, a 4, and a 4. God.
So a 9 lightning damage. But if there's no vulnerability declared, lightning and water don't necessarily amplify anything. Is that a fair statement? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you shock it a bit, but it is still there.
It's shocked.
Anything else?
Nope. Thank you.
Winter.
So I can see it now that it's all glowy with lightning.
Yeah, you can see what all the action's focused on. It's below the surface. You can see the writhing shadow of this fish creature.
All right, I'm gonna just do Hunter's Mark on him and see if I can finish him off. Longbow attack.
14 hits.
For 7 and 7 and a D6. Sorry. So that's 11, and the second shot.
Yeah, 15 hits.
For 3 and a D6. 1, 4. Jeez, these dice really are.
Yeah. 4. You rolled 4 dice for that, and you got a 1, a 1, and a 1 on 3 of the 4 dice.
Holy smokes!
It's so screwy.
It's so Raven.
Even though the damage wasn't optimal, you can see the creature is wounded as before. Like the water becomes to take a deeper shade of a hue as blood kind of leaks from the body of the evil merfolk.
Yeah.
And anything else?
Nope. That's action, bonus action.
Juval.
Juval is going to pull out her gilded skull and whisper into it and cast Summon Undead, in this instance, a ghost, in the water next to the creature. I can summon it 90 feet is my range, so I'd like to just summon it right next to that creature down there.
Okay. Yeah.
And have it take its attack against that creature. I'm summoning it at level 4, which will allow it to have 2 attacks. So its first attack will be melee weapon attack, your spell attack modifier. Okay, so
Kiss of death. Yeah.
it's +7. So does a 21 hit?
A 21 does hit.
So it
For
does
8.
8 plus the spell's level, so a total of 12. Or, well, oh, okay, wait, I see. Plus the spell's level, so it's +3. So it's actually a 9 because I did it at level 4. So 9
Gotcha.
total of necrotic.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So as the ghost passes its hand through the merfolk, you can see it writhe in pain under the water. A burst
Happy
of
Halloween,
action and circles.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
If it's still up, it will reach out and touch it again.
Okay. That hits.
For,
That'll hit for 9.
10 damage.
Yes, and at that point, the shadow goes in one more heave, an undulation, and it kind of goes limp and sinks below the surface.
Now the creature the ghost does have 60 feet of dark vision.
Uh-huh.
Can it see any other creatures under there?
Yeah. Would you know if it could?
I would not, but I can command it, so I would tell it to move towards any other creatures.
Yeah. And it makes a beeline to the back of the hold.
Great.
And is that its turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Underwater ghosts.
The evil merfolk on their end. Are you aware if your ghost gets attacked or anything like that?
Physical
No,
attacks?
I don't see anything that would give me that. It responds to my commands. If I don't issue any commands, it takes the dodge action and uses its move to avoid danger, but that's not the command I gave it. So
Okay.
I don't see anything that would let me know if it was attacked.
Gotcha. So yeah, on their turn, nothing happens. So there's a kind of a quiet few seconds here where the ghost kind of just beelines underneath you, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that. We'll go to Izek.
Izek's gonna reach down, grab the chest, and pull it up onto the.
Oh, there you go. There you go. As you put your arms in the water,
and 20 strength that can carry double. So
yeah. So you can just take Winter's Plan A there.
it's just reach down, grab it, and pull it up.
Yeah.
Put it on the deck.
Yeah.
Bullshit, boys. This is bullshit.
As you place on the deck, it is compromised as you place it, and one of the corners falls apart, spilling out a number of coins.
Nice. Let me add that in.
But there's no counterattack. There's nothing in the water that attacks you as you put your arms in the water and pull it up. And we'll go to Roz.
We get what we came for. Let's get the fuck out of here. I can't see any enemies, right?
No, you cannot.
Will your friend hunt them until they're dead?
I could certainly command it to do that, yeah.
I'll say that, and then I will hold movement. I'll hold my action, which would be movement, for the rest of my team to agree and begin moving.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Is anyone going to object that you should not leave the boat?
No, I think that's fine. Take this gold and go.
Yeah. In which case, we'll load up the boat, and the marrow that you were fighting do not reappear.
They're a little busy.
Yeah, they're a little busy. And you're able to make your way back to shore with a few coin in your pocket for the effort.
I don't know if that was worth it, Roz.
400 gold, man. That hurt.
It is useless in this time.
I think that Izek's pearl was worth more than that.
A lot more.
And nobody got hurt.
Gold is useless in the 10 towns. They don't have anything worth more than a few coppers. It's crazy. Move to next wreck.
You want the next wreck?
Moving on.
We're gonna keep doing this?
Well, maybe there are more pearls.
Oh my god.
We do one more, yes?
Let's head back counterclockwise.
Yes.
And
we'll
we've
just
got-
go on the way.
Yeah,
Back to
we've got. Well, that's the one where he found the pearl, right?
That's the dingy one.
No, the one that you found the pearl was up north of you, so it was a little bit upward.
Yeah.
So if the
Okay.
one you're on is at the 9 o'clock,
This
yeah,
one.
that, yeah.
Yeah, let's go to the one at the 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
Yep.
I put
around
the
the
boat
clock.
behind us again and
Drop into the water.
row on out there.
This ship you can see is compromised in the hull below the water line. You can see that the ship is got a fairly large gash in it, and it is propped against the snowy reef. But with effort, you're able to get topside and are standing. I'm assuming everybody is standing on the ship itself. And yeah, go ahead.
I'll head for a captain's, the door
Captain's
and
quarters. Yeah.
captain's quarters.
In this case, the door is open already. A lot of the captain's quarters is with like windswept and I won't say turned as if someone like turned the place over looking for something, but there's not a lot of value in the room itself. It looks like it's been here for a while and perhaps even exposed to the elements for a while.
All right. What about the hold? You said it's open to the sea.
Yeah. Yeah. Below the waterline, there's a hole in the hull of the ship. And there's a ladder. In this case, there's a ladder on the deck that leads below decks if you wanted to make your way.
Yeah, I'll follow it.
Yep. Yeah. So you can see though, as you start to descend the ladder itself, you're going to find yourself in waist deep water by the time you get to the deck below.
No, I'm not going in the water.
I'm going in the water.
All right.
Sure.
So you go in the water, and the ladder continues. Like there's a ramp down that you just took, and if you were to go back around, you could go to a layer below, a deck below, which would be fully submerged at that point. This particular deck looks to be crew's quarters. Being that it's full of water, there's some hammocks hanging from the rafters and that kind of thing, but nothing of value that you can see on this deck.
All right, I will try to use my infravision underwater to see if there's anything in there.
Like, just put your head underneath the water and see if you can see anything on. Yeah. So you are able to see it through one end to the other of this deck, and there is no life forms that you can see.
What about underneath in the next level?
In the next level, as you put your head down and peer in the deck below, you can see two very large sharks that are swimming in the deck below you. They seem to have gained entry from that breach.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go back up the ladder.
Okay.
There are sharks in the hold. Does not seem worth it.
Guys, none of this seems worth it.
I don't know. This pearl is really nice. I mean, Roz really wants it. We are on our way back now. There's only one more. Yeah. There's only 2 more wrecks before we get back, so let's go. Next.
Yep. So you go into the next one as you make your way back. Yep.
Sure.
That one's a little further out. So everybody climbs up aboard. The ship itself is listing fairly hard, but you're able to gain entry. A check of the deck doesn't make any. There's no discoverable finds. The layout is very similar to the previous one, where there's a ladder leading down into the hull below that you could make your way into.
I will.
Yep.
Just to check.
Yep. So unlike the other one, which kind of descended into water, this one here just descends into to darkness.
I'll stick my head out down there before I go climbing down the ladder.
Okay. Okay. So as you stick your head below, the first thing that actually hits you is a bit of a. When I say a bit, I mean a strong, very musty smell. As you peer into the darkness, a pair of eyes looks back to you. and it looks like whatever's holding those eyes stands, and around that pair of eyes, a couple of more eyes pop in your direction, and eventually there's 20 pairs of eyes looking at you. And there's a bunch of
Hello,
creatures in
little
here
friend.
that have
Oh,
stood
boy.
up and have started to scrutinize you as you look below.
Looks like the crew.
I think the crew is here. They're not looking very good. We should leave.
There's starting to be some action from below deck that you were just seeing. So just
So are
as
they
you see
coming up
fit.
towards the ladder?
Are you sticking your head back down?
No, I'm just. Let us leave.
Cool, let's go.
right.
Nothing to
All
see here. Nothing at all.
As you climb over the board, Izek is the last, and as you look over your shoulder, you can see them starting to file out of the deck below, and looking for you. One of them spies you as you climb into the ship, but you're able to push off from the main ship as they take topside. They do not follow you into the water.
I think maybe.
Can I see any of them from the dinghy?
Say again, the dinghy?
Can I see any of them from the dinghy?
Yeah, you can see them looking over the rails at you.
I'll just pick one.
Yeah, you had to, right? Just couldn't not. Just kidding. Holy smokes! Is that yeah? So you hit one of the 20, and it kind of falls limp over the rail, and the others become enraged, and one or two of them jump into the water after you.
Roz. They're their friend, and now they're mad.
I'm gonna firebolt the ship.
Just let's finish this party right now.
Set it on fire.
Yeah. So in the light of the fire, some of the former crew kind of recede. Others are caught in the fire. One or two more kind of jump into the water, but the ones that jump in the water you do not see. They're not swimmers.
I just take the one firebolt and then get back to the oars, rowing for shore.
Yep. And you're able to make shore. You can see that even though the ship itself is obscured in a dense fog by the time you make land, you can see the pinpoint of the fire that you had started.
Festive.
All right. Are we done with treasure hunting?
I think so.
Can we go home now?
Well, we got to go back to those other two ships near the.
We don't gotta do anything.
We're going to go there anyways, so that we can get home. That's where the whale is going to meet us.
Yeah, true. All right, let's drag this dinghy.
Dingy.
So you drag the dinghy over land, over hill, over dale, to return back to the docks here. Yeah. And Winter's right. There are a couple of wrecks off the coast. If you wanted to pursue those.
Yeah. Since we're waiting.
Yeah. So everybody kind of Veline's gonna do what she can to connect to Ongajuk and see if she can get her attention for the return trip. The rest of you are piling into your favorite drink. You have to get this dinghy a name. It's like the USS White Hand or something. And you got to make your way out. Is that true?
A little finger. Oh, little finger, you. Yeah, that's it. No.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Jewel doesn't seem really jazzed about continuing this treasure hunt. But
listen, it's
Ross will follow Izek.
It is the group decision.
So these two ships are in close proximity to each other, as if it almost looks like as if one had hit the other. They're both securely rooted in the ice floes here, so they're not moving anywhere. In fact, you're able to set the dinghy on one of the large ice floes and just walk right onto the top side of the near ship. This one has a mechanism or a layout very similar to the first one, where there's a latticed hold that you can prop open if you want to try to get down below decks, along with let's say stairs from the captain's quarters area that presumably to below decks as well.
I'll take the captain's quarters.
Mm-hmm. As in, you're going down that ladder.
Yes, the stairs or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So you go
I cannot
below
leave my
decks.
friend Raz. I must accompany him.
In this particular hold, there's actually a very large sea chest. In fact, I dare say a giant-sized sea chest. Not giant like frost giant, but a very large. Excuse me, sea chest.
I am investigating the shit out of that. Is it
It's
one of
gonna
them?
eat you.
Is it one of them live chests? Is it? First of all,
So you're gonna go up and touch it?
No, touch
I'm-
it from afar.
He's got to.
Touch it with your dirty little mage hand.
yeah.
Target with an
The
Eldritch Blast.
Poke it.
mage
Oh
hand, yeah.
Roz,
And
target
poke
it with
it.
an Eldritch Blast, Roz.
Sure. The mage hand is going to poke it.
Yeah. So there's no reaction from the chest.
Baking.
In fact, as
It
it's poked, you
giggles
can
like the
see
pig
the
Pillsbury Doughboy.
as it gives a bit of a. Actually, the test doesn't move when you poke it. It's fairly heavy, so there's no give on it, but it doesn't attack your mage hand either.
Okay. The mage hand will attempt to open the lid.
Yep. And the mage hand successfully opens the lid. Unlike before, this haul is a little better bounty for you, Roz.
Ooh,
Hey,
that's as much as my pearl.
And you didn't want to come here. Yeah.
still can't buy anything with it. Nobody in the 10 towns has got shit.
But you could have one hell of a party.
It's true. Can buy all of the booze for 10 gold.
Quite
Could buy the
possibly.
town.
With
Yeah.
my pearl and this gold, we could buy all of 10 towns.
I know, right?
Well, maybe one of those towns that's been destroyed, we could just buy that.
Oh, that's
There you go.
True.
Yeah.
Is there any maps? Is there any paper fodder in the captain's quarters?
No, this forward ship that you're on, the only thing of value is this. There's debris of rotted crates and other things, and what used to be in there is gone.
Okay. Same thing for the hold, basically.
Yeah.
No clams.
Okay.
No clams.
No oysters. Yeah.
The second ship. Who is investigating the second ship, or are you not
I
investigating?
mean, as a team, I think we're just gonna go.
Yeah, we're just.
Okay.
We can't
sticking
leave
together.
Roz alone. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm clearly not able to be left alone.
In
I'm
in
worried
the,
that Gavin's
get
gonna
into
cast
shit.
a spell on him again.
Yeah, the very last time I got left, to my own devices, I got attacked by merfolks and almost died. So
And the time
I get
before
into
that,
shit.
Gavin cast spells at you.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
That's why
Yeah.
Yavin's holding the egg. Yeah.
Yeah, he's being punished. He's thinking about what he did.
In the second ship, in the captain's quarters area, as you search the captain's quarters, you traditionally do that first. There is a skeleton laying face down in the captain's quarters. In the skeleton's hand is a shiny silver trident.
Ooh.
the mage hand will extract the trident from its hand.
And as you do so, the bones of the skeleton kind of pull away and kind of roll freely on the deck, as you've kind of disturbed the skeleton for the first time in who knows how long. The rest of the skeleton does not move, and the mage hand. Say again.
Was there an eye patch? Is it One-Eyed Willie?
It is not One-Eyed Willie. The trident is not in the ship's hold, but there is a trident now in Ross's possession.
Okay. Okay. Is the ship's hold accessible? Is there, or is it kind of rotted out like the last one?
Yeah, I'm really highlighting that the finds here. There's not much beyond. So you do a traditional thorough search like you have in the other vessels, but there's just rotten crates, some moldy old hammocks, that kind of stuff that aren't worth trying to retrieve.
I'll hand the trident to Izek, and then pile back in the boat.
Kind of shove it in the bag, I guess. Do I still have the bag? Do we have a bag? I thought we had a bag.
Egg holding?
I do. I think it's full of dragon egg at the moment, isn't it? Is Yavin holding that?
No,
I
we're
feel like
trying to keep
Gavin's
it warm.
holding the dragon. Yeah,
Oh, that's
so
right.
that we can hatch it and have a dragon
That was the
for-
thing we were
for
working on.
a daughter or son.
I thought we had a bag of holding.
You do. I thought you
I
did
don't
too.
have it.
I
don't have it.
don't have
Look,
it either. I thought for sure I had it because we didn't want to give it to Ross.
What? That doesn't seem like us.
It was like the second episode or third episode that we played. We didn't
Someone
know
might.
each other.
Yeah, someone must have it because I know we've talked about having it before.
Maybe is Roz? No, not Roz.
Maybe I just didn't add it.
Yavin.
Or maybe it's on Yavin or something. He's often good about that.
All right. Well,
I'd say either you put the coin in the rowboat and you just make your way along the snowdrifts, or you use your bag of holding.
Yeah. We'll head back to the pier where Yavin and Velian are waiting.
Yeah. And as you're there, it's only a short wait before Angajuk reappears, and you're able to make your way back undersea for a 3-day journey, a 3-hour tour. That's actually 3 days.
And I give Angajuk the oyster meat too.
Oh, and Angajuk is very happy with that. It is one of her favorites, and she's still wary of the skies above her, but she enjoys that meal real quick. And she is happy to return you back into the mainland.
We met that rock of yours. Gave him a few shots.
Give him a shot for me, I hope.
Of course we did.
Over the course of the 3 days, Juval will both study the codicile and also detect and identify anything magical that we had hauled up.
The only thing magical beyond the codex itself is the trident is actually a +2 trident, so it's a nifty one. The codicil does not reveal any more secrets than the spell and the rime of the Frostmaiden that you had discovered in your long rest on the heels of defeating Oral.
So it's the rime of the rime?
I know, the rime spelled R-I-M-E. I think it's a pun for a rap. The Professor Orb, of course, is happy to tell you all about the codicil and its origins and all that information. And you find that the orb itself is a wealth of knowledge. He seems to have a lot of details that he can share with regards to the codicil and Oral herself, and to some degree even the Netherese. And you have some opportunities to have conversations with him, which I'll outline as we go on.
For 3 days.
Yeah. Roz, I did send you a note in Discord, and I just need a decision from you if you take a look at that. And maybe we'll take a break if folks are okay.
Yeah, that's a break.
Yeah.
Does anybody want this trident? I'll hold on to it for now. Maybe I could use it to throw or something. I prefer my axe.
I don't know.
It's a martial weapon that does 1d6 damage. It has thrown and versatile. So it can be used one-handed.
Yeah, I could play with it. I forget
it does 1d8 if you use it two hands, so if you want it, yeah.
Sure.
I will remove it.
Trident.
That means I can shoot firebolts. I don't really need something I can throw. All right. Well, it's 8:15 now. Let's say we're back at 8:30.
Sounds good.
All right, then let me move us. Go back over here. And
here's a way to find out it's a cursed
at
weapon.
8:30. And we're back.
Tom, I did answer you.
Thank you. Welcome back. So the return trip for Angajuk is relatively uneventful. In fact, yeah, welcome respite, all things considered.
Like a long rest.
Yeah,
We've
definitely
been
a
on
long
there
rest.
for 3 days. Yeah.
3 days. Yeah, definitely a long rest.
And Roz gets back his exhaustion.
Yeah, exactly. Roz is well rested. Everybody's well rested after the trek. There. Sorry. Yeah. So the 3 days back. Sorry, folks. I'm just switching gears here. Are uneventful. Roz Anjunuk drops you back. In fact, I'll put you on the world map here for a quick howdy do. If I can find where the world map is. It's been so long since we've done something.
Now we can go back into town and say we killed her. It's over.
Yeah.
No more sacrifices needed. Yeah.
So Angajuk returned you back where she picked you up. And to Winter's point, as she breaks the surface, you actually see the sun shining for the first time in 2 years over the Icewind Dale.
What?
I know.
Wow.
That is definitely a positive development. The egg itself is starting to wiggle a little bit.
My God.
A little shake here and a little shake there on the journey. Maybe it just needs to be coddled and kept warm and cozy, and Yavin can maybe sit on it or something.
Yavin's
I
good
have
at that.
I have prestidigitation. I could keep it nice and warm.
Nice and warm. You gotta be a nice dragon daddy.
Cook it nicely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be the
At which
first
point,
bugbear to ride a dragon on the outside.
that would be legend. The legendary stuff of legend. So here you are, Angajuk. Valine is the first to chime up, almost ignorant of the sun shining in the air, and she says, "We got to make our way to the glacier." And she roughly gestures in the eastern direction.
Yes, we definitely have to go to the glacier.
Are we ready to go?
Yes.
And she kind of looks around to the crew to see if there's any objections.
Should we not stop in 10 towns to tell them we have defeated the maiden?
And do some shopping, if at all.
Valine says, I believe there's more pressing matters than shopping. She says so, almost casting a sideways, literally casting a sideways glance at Roz.
Says the one person in this party who doesn't contribute to our offense or defense. So,
But the glacier is very large. Which part of the glacier do we go to?
Yeah. Where are we?
There is so there's runoff. There's in my notes I have the entrance to the cavern, and she pauses as the orb speaks up. Cavern of Hunger. Yes, the Cavern of Hunger is behind a frozen waterfall off of some of the runoff. And she again gestures towards you can almost see the glacier as a mountainous region in the way off distance to the far east. In fact, it might even be here on our map. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, so
it's a big thing on the right hand side.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
But it's
and certainly some of us don't need to go shopping in order to get new equipment.
Well, that is a long trek, though. Doesn't look like it's close.
Do we have enough food?
We're going to the Wormadoom Crag, or what's that from?
Yes, Mount Doom.
No, there's a thing over here. It says Wormadoom Crag.
Wormadoom Crag.
Oh, that's where you had met some barbarians, if I remember. I think you had rescued one.
Yeah.
You had rescued one from Sunblight, and you had asked about where his tribe is based out of, and he had marked it on your map.
I mean, the difference between this
only 20 feet
to there
it's not far
versus just there.
Like, get more provisions as we go through 10 towns and come out the other end.
I know we don't really keep track of provisions, but
yeah,
For honesty's sake, it's probably best if we stop and get food. And
it would also be good to send the message out that she's dead. The rhyme is over. No more sacrifices.
I feel like we're early to
send
say
it
that.
out. No, well,
at
it
least
would
there's
stop
a break.
the sacrifices. That's the good part.
Okay,
we could prove it. Say the sun's out. That's a sign. It's over.
If you go in there and you say the rhyme is over, we've killed her, and it's not, and something happens to bring back Winter's fury, not only will you tarnish our own reputation by
it will save lives.
You will tarnish our own reputation, but God knows what you will then force upon any town that was previously engaging in sacrifices. If they suddenly stop the sacrifices and something comes back with a fury, do you think that that's going to save lives?
I mean,
I think the sacrifices. Yeah.
We'll just say that the sun's out. But
it hasn't been out.
That's
for years.
Not the end of the rhyme. I don't think that the rhyme is over, and I think that going in and announcing it is dangerous.
I think perhaps maybe if we said something to the leader of maybe Bryn Shander, that we have faced the maiden, defeated her, and maybe brought a lull into the rhyme, and we must continue on to our quest in order to finish it.
I think that claiming that we have defeated a god is a little bit early, but again, it is the will of the group that matters. I will only offer my counsel.
Velian's vote is to go straight to the cavern.
And what will you eat on the way?
We have enjoyed a lot of the provisions that we have on hand.
Yes, they're almost gone. We must go to town, or we starve.
Fine. So you want to make yourself to like Bremen, Targos, or all the way into Bryn Shander?
Which is the big one? Is Bryn Shander, right?
Yeah, Bryn Shander's the hub. Yep.
Yeah, we'll just head into Bryn. The difference between going to Bremen was destroyed. Wasn't that one of the ones that was destroyed? Dugan's Hall was destroyed.
Goodmead and East Haven were the ones that were hit the hardest. I think Caer Konig and Caer Dinnerval had a little bit of damage. I can look at my notes. But you had dropped it in Lonelywood, I think, or Tourmaline, one of those two, before it could make before it could make its way over Mare Duladon.
But Bremen's like 5 houses together. That's all.
Right.
So.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. I think Bryn Shander and then off.
Okay.
And all you have to do is tell the tale of what we did and then let them judge the sunlight for itself,
Yep. So you make your way into Bryn Shander. It's one of the more pleasant journeys you've had this series. As you make your way through the northern gates, it appears they're actually preparing for a festival. There's people out in the streets that you hadn't seen before. Clearly this is still winter, so it's not like a party. But compared to the perpetual dark and cold that was there before, this is the most you've seen about. As you make your way into the northern gates, a gentleman in a white robe kind of raises his arms up to you, and he says, "Orhul be praised! She has heard our sacrifices. See what you witness." And he kind of gestures above.
I want to just slit his throat, but I won't.
You're able to make your way. If you like, I can pull up the map of Bryn Shander, but suffice to say, you're able to get some provisions. Was there anything else, other shopping that you wanted to get done here?
Didn't we order a bunch of stuff?
You did, actually. Now that you say that, but
can we divvy up the gold?
I don't think you paid for it. I think you just put a requisition in for it.
Yeah, in my notes, get it when they could.
Yeah,
like that.
In my notes, I had a second pair of goggles of night for Yavin. Roz had put in a request for a cloak of displacement, but I think that was a little maybe we can, maybe we can't. And Roz had done that, and Yavin wanted some magic armor. That's what I have in my notes, but I feel that feels like that's light.
I'd requested a staff of the Magi. Did that
yeah, so that of course I didn't even write that one down. It's so obvious.
Yeah.
Didn't we put it in our notes? I thought we did at one point. We have so much crap to sell.
We have so much crap to sell.
Yeah.
Is the golden gems total at the top of the journal, is that
previous.
accurate as per?
Yeah, I added everything into it as we
Okay.
lose stuff that you found.
Okay,
So,
so
I mean, we could divvy up the 4,000 gold. I mean, we don't need to hold gold. We can divvy that up between the 5 people, which
Well,
would be what?
there's an additional 5,000 because we got the 2,500 gold pieces from the giant chest and the
I added
25
that to
oh,
what's
you
at
did?
the top.
Oh.
Yep. So we would each get 800 gold, including oven, of course.
Yeah. And then all of the stuff that's worth gold, we just have it. We don't. It's not part of the total.
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
The top golden gems is liquid.
It's all
Everything
liquids.
else
Okay.
is items that's worth stuff. So everybody can take 800 gold.
And then what's the silver divided up?
I will do that momentarily. Let's just do the 10,000 silver, and then we can each take 2,000 silver.
Okay.
So you said 800 gold, 2,000 silver?
Yeah.
Yes.
Tom, did they manage to find a displacer cloak?
No.
Okay.
No. So we'll say you make contact with the gentleman, your contact, and he doesn't have anything to provide to you on your list. The only excuse he provides is in the chaos with the dragon attack and it's which is only a short week. Within the past couple of weeks, they just have not recovered in terms of pipeline and that kind of thing.
And no possibility of like a short bow +1.
There is possibility for a short bow +1.
I mean, it's green, it's uncommon, but
yeah. So that would be my question. What is the rarity, and then we can just do a quick look up on uncommon.
Hey, Juhul, you can go through Naz's spellbook now.
I could have probably done that during the 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I'll paste that in. Uncommons are 500 gold pieces, so you could get a short bow +1 for 500 gold.
I will take that.
All right. And then in that notebook, you wanted to see the spells. I'll just link what she had in her spell book, and you can determine if it's something that you can use or not. So let me just pull it up real quick. I'm just going to link them in a group chat here.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a short bow +1?
Mm-hmm.
It's
a green,
you
it's
can get
uncommon.
a long bow.
Yeah, if it's green, you roll to see if you can find
Is it uncommon as well?
I don't know. I haven't looked for it.
All plus
I would expect. Yes, I would say yeah.
Yes.
So so the max any one of you can spend within Bryn Shander is 500 gold. That's, believe it or not, that is absolutely coincidence, but given the price of the uncommon item, that to say you can get a longbow +1 as well if you want.
What does it cost me to copy spells? It's per level, right?
Yes, is it something like 25 per level or 100 per level? Copying spells.
And would that be included in the max 500 that I could spend, or could I spend?
That would be for the ingredients only. That would be so 50 gold piece per level plus 2 hours. So
Okay.
that would be 10 levels worth of spells.
10 levels worth of spells. Okay.
For ingredients and ink and pages and that kind of thing.
What about a longbow of warning? I don't think I can get that, can I?
I think
it's green, but I think it's too specific for this campaign.
I'm just pulling it up real quick. Oh, why is it not? Nothing's ever easy. Google.
Oh, it requires attunement.
The warning one, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't have anything attuned, so. Yeah.
cannot find this in D&D Beyond. I might be spelling it wrong.
I just do
It's a weapon of
longbow.
warning. Just type in weapon of warning.
Oh, that's probably okay.
Let's see. Oh, darn.
Weapons of warning.
Yep.
Yeah, it just does warns you of danger. Gives you advantage on initiative rolls.
In this particular case,
Can't
given
be
it,
surprised.
yeah, does a +1 weapon doesn't require attunement, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, so I think this one might be a little bit more expensive than might
Okay.
be available.
Oh, it's not available. You're thinking?
It is. Yeah, it is not available.
Okay, that's fine. Just had to ask.
It's always worth asking.
So I'll get a longbow, and how much is that? That's
500.
500. So I'll do that. Almost like we could sell it with treasure. Here, buy this with treasure.
You could try to sell stuff and get more gold if that's what you want, but I think that
Yeah.
that might be a bartering option.
And I did send you a message in Discord.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Just to speed things up. Sorry if.
Yep. No worries. Yeah, I usually works for me. I'm assuming that's also an uncommon item. If so, then it's at the same price everybody else been talking about.
All right. Good.
Bags of holding are available if you wanted to perhaps make a trade.
Trade our bag of holding for one?
No, some of the trinkets and goodies that you've got.
Oh, we got 1,000,000 trinkets and goodies.
Yeah. What's the rarity of a bag of holding?
Uncommon.
So, if you could meet or exceed 500, you could take something in trade.
Hey, Amy. What do we have that's around 500?
The smoking jacket.
Yeah.
Yep, a smoking jacket is worth exactly 500.
There you go.
All right. Well, we can trade that. The gnomish gentleman is happy to take a fine encrusted smoking jacket that has quite a story in trade for the bag of holding.
Right, I'll take it off the list.
Who's going to take the bag? Yavin.
Sure.
Let's see.
Not that I find him trustworthy, but
Right. So only wizards can copy spells, like out of spell books like that. So I can't even benefit from that spell book.
Sorry, Amy.
That's okay.
If we took the harp and the electrum chain, then our 2 bows could be paid for. Because that's 750 and 250. If they'll take that in trade for the 2 bows.
And you want to keep your coin?
Yeah, keep
that
coin.
would be ideal.
We need fluid.
Yep, that's fair. Yep, we'll take that.
All right.
Just make sure you remove those items from the
I just took
sheet.
them out.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, party.
What would Yavin want?
Magical armor, a magical shield.
A new pair of goggles, he said.
WWYW.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
He did say he wanted another pair of goggles a night, right?
He did say that.
Yeah.
Like that was the specific thing he asked for.
It was exactly the specific thing he asked for. So we could look at that. Come on. My computer is all of a sudden getting really laggy, so hopefully it's not a problem.
Well, he's got a dragon egg. I mean, come on. What more does he want?
And are we just taking a giant dragon egg with us to the glacier? Like,
sure.
We're just hauling around a dragon egg for it to hatch anytime.
Hey, we don't want it to eat somebody. babysitter, And it's better to see its mother when it hatches.
So goggles of night would be 500 if you want to make a trade for a second pair for Yavin.
Do you have something else worth 500?
You could do 3 of the 4 golden rings and 2 of the 4 pieces of jewelry. That would be 500. See, 3 golden rings would be 450, and then 2 pieces of the jewelry is 25 each. That's 50.
Wait, what did you say? 4 golden rings?
Yeah, if you take 3 of them, that would be 450.
Okay. Yeah.
And then just for the 50, just give them a couple of the pieces of jewelry at the bottom.
I'll
or
let
you
them
can
know.
give them that chip statuette made of. I don't know about that one.
And we need to buy provisions for long trip to Glacier.
Ah, yes.
Mm-hmm. And what would it cost? I think there's like a silver per day.
But we're gonna buy enough. Well, I think we should fill one of the sleds with provisions. Oh, actually, probably not a good idea to put it all in one sled. Maybe divide it amongst both of them.
Yeah, if we can find enough provisions.
Yeah.
Because everybody's starving, right? Yeah.
And I would say we lend heavy onto the preserved meat just in case this dragon hatches.
Oh yeah. Have to do a lot of hunting along the way.
Good thing you're good at that.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at prices. It's food, drink, and lodging. It's not really true. It's not like I'm not sure that's
rations,
the right.
Though.
Rations. That's probably what I'm looking for. Yeah. Rations per day, 5 silver. I think you had purchased 10 days, or maybe 10 day enough for everybody for 10 days. I think.
Yeah, I think we had purchased a lot.
Yeah.
How much? Just a common item, a healer's kit.
Healer's kit.
It says 5 GP in the.
Yeah, and then I would take that. Yep.
Okay. Just so I can stabilize someone without using a potion.
Yep. And I let Pete know that we got him a pair of goggles. Picked up a second pair.
They make him look like a raccoon. Yeah. He's got little black circles over his eyes. Yeah.
Good.
All right, I'm good to move on.
You want to spend the evening in Bryn Shander or head right out?
And head out. I don't.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. We'll do our jobs.
Cool.
Gotta spread the good word too.
All right.
Too bad we don't have a bard. Yeah.
We do have
Valine is able to. Yeah, of course. Amy's a bard. Or Juval.
Oh, Juval's the bard.
The one that bardically inspired you in the last combat? Yeah, that's the
bard.
Yeah,
that one.
Valine is able to pinpoint where you need to make your way to. So there is a frozen waterfall off the glacier that is aligning to the codicil's directions.
Frozen.
Villian, or is it the Professor Orb who really helps out?
With your perception, you can tell it's mainly the Professor Orb.
Yeah, we could swing by Caer Koenig and just go up the stream.
What is going on with my computer? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm having some dogs going on too.
Yeah, so we're just taking the road around the way, Caer Dineval, Caer Konig, and then out the back, basically.
Yeah, just follow the river or the stream that goes back up to the frozen waterfall.
Yep.
Can't
That
get
works.
lost.
Excuse me.
Nice. Yeah, so you go right past Caer Konig and you just follow the stream out. You do need to take an evening rest, let's say on or about here.
Where?
Mark it one more time. About here on the map.
You're on the wrong
See,
layer.
Wrong layer.
of course I am. One more time. Here.
Setting up all these ambushes.
It is.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. The winter still has a hold on the Dale, so it's not like it's spring or summer, but you can certainly feel a distance. The intensity of the cold has lifted. As you make your way across this frozen tundra, there's still kind of obscured wind drifts that block a view a distance out. In the morning of the next day, as you're getting ready, Juval and Roz, you can see which looks like a large shambling mound, for lack of a better word. I don't mean like the D&D creature, but just a mass making its way through the dense fog in front of you, like passing from your right to left, probably about 100 feet out.
Roz, despite your recent elevation of archery skills, I don't think that you should shoot that.
Agreed. I will withhold for now. No worries.
It seems to be kind of making not a direct line in your direction, but it's getting closer at an oblique.
I think we'll just watch it and not bother it.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds here. As it comes into view, you can tell it's not a single creature. It's a large creature riding another large creature.
Oh, that's weird.
And as it gets closer still, you can see it's actually a mature frost giant aboard a mammoth,
Roz,
a woolly mammoth.
Do you need to take a break? Is this all right for you?
Yeah, why wouldn't it be?
Remember, we've had this discussion. Frost giants killed you the first time.
Forgive and forget.
Or forget and forgive. Yeah.
Wow. Isaac kind of stops, turns and looks, and goes, "Are you feeling all right?"
He's not, because he's been traumatized, and now there's a frost giant.
Usually the forgive and forget kind of person.
Yeah, I'm a let's not fuck with the frost giant again kind of person.
Wow, that seems more reasonable.
This is a much more reasonable statement, I think.
The hunter continues on his course, but at his closest, he does not seem to take notice of the party.
Good.
Well,
Probably for the
now
best.
I just feel slighted.
Do you love giants?
Well, at least a little recognition, a little,
Yeah. Doesn't even notice us? That makes us seem inconsequential.
Just give a shout out. Just call him out.
Maybe next time. Maybe next
time. Yeah. So he passes along into the tundra, unaware that you and the party were there. You're able to break camp and continue towards the frozen waterfall. Towards the later evening, as you're getting closer to the waterfall, you do notice out ahead, again in the distant snow fog, what looks like a blue searchlight kind of zigzagging along in the the air. It doesn't seem to follow a pattern like a lighthouse would. It looks to be kind of ambly up, down, left, right, here, there kind of thing.
Seems weird.
It is also along your path.
Maybe it's looking for us. And here we are.
Yes.
Why would something be looking for us?
We are famous here in this area.
Glacier?
We're not at the glacier yet.
Well, we're out way far away from 10 towns now.
Legend likely has spread.
I like this idea. The legend
Where's this
of the
glow
White Hand.
coming from exactly?
You'd have to go closer to it to understand where its origin is. Again, to be clear, it projects like a beam of light, but it's not high up like a lighthouse per se. And it doesn't seem to follow a search pattern. It's more meandering and wandering and random in the way it kind of darts and moves around as it projects.
Roz, why don't you sneak ahead and see what you can see with your elven eyes?
I so enjoy being volunteered for things.
I have good eyes.
I will stealth forward.
Okay. And what's your
plus
stealth?
10, plus 10 with advantage.
I do not like Raz going out alone.
He's very sneaky.
But he's very tiny, and if they find him, they can squish him very easy.
Did you hear him scream the last time that he got pierced by a harpoon? We'll hear him.
It's
very loud.
He's making
me
very nervous.
Yep. So you're able to see. I'm gonna just put something in the chat here. It looks like.
Oh God.
An entity in robes,
wow.
although almost a being of light. It is moving through the snowdrifts, not necessarily searching, but more wandering. The projection that you saw is coming from its face as it beams out a light out into the winds. It like I said, it's not really searching; it's just wandering and moving. From what you can see, it isn't aware of your presence, and I'll say you're about probably 30 feet away.
What in the nine hells is that?
Is it huge or is it like man-sized?
It is man-sized.
So it's just a dude with a glowy face.
And knees.
And glowy knees and wrist.
Yeah.
One would presume just entirely glowy under the cloak.
I feel like that's a safe assumption.
Yeah. Nope. He's unaware of me, and it is unaware of me and wandering by.
Yes, it is like shambling over some of the rocks and snowdrift parts.
Now that I've approached that closely, I will wait for it to get 60 feet away from me, and then I will retreat back to the party, where I will describe.
I swear I thought you said I was going to wait for it to get 60 feet away from me, and then I was going to shoot it.
Yeah. Almost. Hey, just because I'm a little impulsive. No. And then I'll return to the party and in exquisite detail verbally render out that picture to them.
Mm-hmm.
Glowy man.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. I just got away. That's really...
You see, there's nothing to worry about. Roz is learning.
But he is still at risk. I do not like my friends at risk.
Well, I think that you've chosen friends in the wrong line of work then.
I prefer to be there to help them. This is all.
Could he be suffering from charlatan poisoning? Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm guessing we're going to stay away from Glowy Man.
We have Professor Orb. Ask him.
Hey, Professor Scant.
Yes. What can I do for you?
I just guessed if I couldn't remember if that's his name or
I think you're right. He responded in any case.
That's what it is. You got it.
Have you ever heard of a man-sized and shaped creature that wanders around in the cold, beaming out light from its face and skin?
Oh. Let me think about that. Do I actually know what that might be? That's a good question. To me, from what you described, I could only think that is an undead creature of Oral herself.
Really?
It is one of those sacrifices that were provided early. Kind of manifests itself as a wandering entity that is Oral that works at Oral's command. So, if it's out here, go ahead.
Professor, would you think that since it's still out here wandering around, would that suggest to you that Oral is still alive?
Well, it suggests that she certainly has the ability to influence this plane. Being a demigod, I suspect that her death is really just a transition to another plane, and that her ability to influence this one is still strong.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm,
These creatures, these horrors are merciless. So it's definitely best to stay away from them.
But we also don't want it wandering into the towns.
True.
It's a long ways away for it now.
They are kind of not able to defend themselves against shit.
I mean, Jewel, do you want to go kill it?
I personally do not wish to engage in combat with it. However, I recognize the benefit to removing it from, the potential.
Yavin wants to kill it straight up.
Oh,
because
Kalimvor demands
Kalimvor demands
sacrifice.
the end of
He
the
wants to
undead.
play with it.
It is
an
not.
undead.
It is an undead creature.
Yeah.
It is an undead creature. Would be affront to the god of death in its own way.
This creature is worse than Roz.
So it's Yavin's vote. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. I don't want to be one to speak for Yavin, but I am pretty sure that, knowing him as I have, and as a priest of Kalimvor, that I'm pretty sure he wants it dead.
Have at it, Yavin. Have fun.
Just leave the dragon egg here, Yavin.
I mean, Yavin says go.
Take Velen with you.
The only problem is Yavin's not here to do his fancy.
I mean,
undead.
Isaac is a paladin, and he's not happy with undead either.
Do you want to kill it too?
I will say maybe we pick it up on the way back.
Yeah. We'll put a dash on that.
And I don't give a shit either way.
Why would you?
We'll highlight that on the list, and we'll be doing it later. Yeah.
Cool.
It's on the to-do list.
I mean, my oath isn't specifically against undead, so I think this is kind of a gray area.
Put a pin in it.
Loophole. Yeah. It's just a loophole. It's cool.
Well, I mean, it's like we don't really like undead, but there's no demand to destroy all undead, which is much more Yavin's thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe we see it on the way back when we have our cleric of Kalimvor with us that can turn undead, and we'll go back to the glacier instead.
Yep. So go ahead.
Nope, I just said K.
Yeah. So this was kind of later in the day, so you're kind of encountering it about here, and you make your way down this small bit of a mountain and up the next ridge. As you make the next ridge, which is about here, cresting over the top of the ridge in front of you, you spot a dozen humanoids approaching. Their cloaks are flapping in the wind, sweeping down from the glacier on the east.
They have glowy faces.
They don't have glowy faces.
They have human faces.
They're a bit far away, but they move as if they were human.
And they're coming directly for us?
Directly for you.
Well, they're following a path, probably. Do they see us?
They seem to be coming directly for you. There is no strong path. You're following more of a river than a path.
Yeah.
And they're coming kind of directly across the range in your direction.
Mm-hmm.
As you get closer, you recognize these as tribal warriors of the Elk tribe. This is the one that did I think they did the Death March.
Oh, we spent a lot of time with those
We're like
guys.
honorary members of them.
Yeah,
now.
I'm pretty sure.
Yes. And their leader, Mjolnir, Mjenir, Mjolnir, waves to you as a signal to peaceful intentions as he approaches.
Now, is this the leader that was
Isaac,
the leader when we were marching, or is it a
Yes.
different? It's the same guy.
Yes.
Isaac waves. Hello, my friend.
He gestures and over to meet him over by an out jut, a jut of rock to kind of get out of the wind a bit.
Sled he's driving.
Yeah. And he explains to you in his kind of deep voice, tigers with ice in their veins will come to spill your blood upon this snow. They will do it. And he's speaking to you and he kind of points at you and keeps your gaze. They will do everything in their power to keep you from finding what the Frostmaiden has preserved under this ice.
That seems like we're on the right track then.
Is he acting normal? That didn't sound normal.
You know him well enough to know that he is normal. He speaks a little intensely. The fate of the Dale rests upon your shoulders, but we, the Elk tribe, and his kind of gestures to the people around him, will be your escort to the glacier.
And I kind of clasp his hand and manly fashion, and like bump chests or whatever Viking.
Wow.
Yeah. Shake under the knee. Yeah.
What the?
Whoa. Okay.
What is happening?
So he just gestures to his people to continue and surround. So there's only a dozen or so of them, but they form a circle around the party as you continue your approach of the glacier. As you, the glacier. Exactly, and they all are very alert, and you are all alert. The glacier itself rises hundreds of feet up into the sky, and the foot of the glacier is still about a half mile away. When in front of you, out from beneath the snow itself, burst 24 figures, spaced roughly 10 feet apart, and begin advancing towards the line with a war cry.
Is it like a war cry, like a rawr, like a tiger?
Yes, actually, it is very much like a tiger. In fact, you recognize the tiger tribe, which is the tribe that went out to hunt elk, if you remember, and you had to keep the camp for what was going to be 24
that
hours.
Was the isolation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can recognize because the leader of the tiger tribe had a tiger by her side, and she is here, advancing quickly on your position.
Well, how rude that she would, our friend would attack.
You will be diplomatic.
Firebolt her.
Oh.
Go ahead and do a firebolt shot if you want to take a shot here.
Weren't we friendly with them?
No, we were friendly with everybody, but the Elk tribe says they're going to attack us, so I believed him. Because Isaac is...
Probably could have negotiated our way out of this, but...
Well, Isaac is that kind of person, man.
I got it. No, I got it.
120 feet.
You do you.
Nice.
Oh, I'll join in on that.
At 120 feet, you take a shot.
Yeah, at the one on the saber-toothed tiger, you said.
Yes. Yep.
Can I launch a volley?
Yeah, absolutely.
However, when I get to 80 feet.
However,
as you two take their shot, and I'm assuming no one else is going to take the max range shot, the elk warrior leader, Mjolnir, I'm going to copy his name because I just don't speak.
Mjolnir.
I don't speak Thor. And let me just kind of get this here. Mjenir.
Oh, the same one.
He kind of grabs you and shoves you in the direction of the waterfall. He says, "We will hold the line. You must go." The tiger tribe is descending and outnumbered 2-1 the elk tribe.
I feel like bad
tiger
about
tribe
this. I feel like
the elk tribe.
Yeah, there's only a dozen elks and there were 24 tigers.
Yeah.
I feel like we should just kill them all.
I think the storyline's telling us to do something. It doesn't
There's
seem
always
fair.
a choice. There's no railroad here. You can do as you wish.
4 heroes approach.
Oz is waiting to see what the rest of the party's going to do.
I mean, there's nothing rushing us, right?
I'd say take them out.
Or when they're approaching, they're running at us.
Well, no. I mean, there's no reason
Hurrying?
for we don't have to hurry to the glacier, right?
Juvil's going to
No.
shoot
No.
the leader of the
Yeah.
tiger tribe.
Yep.
I
Beyond,
Okay.
yeah. So beyond the elk leader rushing you, there's no other pressure that you're aware of here. In fact, yeah. So there's no other pressure that you're aware of. It's just more his insistence that you vacate the battle and continue on your way.
Yeah.
We'll shoot
We
some.
cannot leave our allies to fight alone.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's
So
let me see if I can grab a map real quick.
yeah, three of you fired, so that's we're staying. So
That's
3 of the 4 of us
Ooh.
have fired.
24.
Gavin's just hanging out looking dumb.
36.
He's like, I must protect this egg.
That's right.
He looks for us some place to hide,
Just let me know where Velen is.
so you can send them
Hiding.
over to her.
Let's see if we can find a good.
Protect the weak and punish those who threaten them. I think that falls under this.
Definitely does. I'm just looking to see if I can find a good token here that would work.
Not saying
this-
the elk tribe
this
is
works.
weak. I'm just saying that they're numerically outnumbered, so they are weaker in this position.
So we should help them out.
So here are our elk tribe members, and I'm going to line them up in a row real quick in a hasty fashion as they take a line.
Hasty pudding. Yeah.
And then I'm going to try my best to just represent with a different picture here. It may not be the greatest ever, but it's a picture. How about the Frostmaiden? That's a good one. This one. This will be our other. And we'll do this.
There you go. Copy paste, copy paste, copy paste.
Exactly, yeah.
Copy pasta.
And they are coming
Where's
also
the one on
in
the
the line.
saber-tooth tiger?
I'll mark her with a special tick here. She'll be in the front. We'll put her right here, square dab on the front. Boom. She's got the red dot. That should be close enough. They might have more off the screen because they did have 24. So we'll just add some that are not on the front lines quite yet, and I'll just fold them in over time. And you've got all yourselves there. And this one here is Mjolnir.
I think that's Mjolnir.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
Mien.
Mjolnir.
Mien.
Yeah.
Mjolnir.
Mien.
Yeah.
Mjolnir. Yeah, that looks right.
Oh,
we got to roll.
Yep, got to roll.
Duval.
What?
Critalicious on the initiative.
Nice.
And they will roll on here. And we're missing Winter still, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Oh well.
And let's start off with Juval.
Get it done.
Dun dun.
Juval is going to cast slow in a 40-foot cube. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 45, 10.
It's a 40-foot cube. I had no idea slow was that big.
See if I can move it. I like to move it. Right about.
You need me to change it?
Nope.
Okay, got it.
Right there.
Yep. All right.
So it will be a. Hold on. on. Let's see if I can. It is a DC 15. Wisdom save, or
Okay.
everyone in there will be slowed, which will be a -2 to AC and dexterity saving throws. Can't use reactions.
Okay.
Can either use an action or a bonus action, not both.
Okay, so
It's like you
wisdom
have-
Can't
save.
take more than one melee or ranged attack during its turn.
It looks like you have 14 guys in there, possibly 15 if that one who's kind of half in it at the top, if you count him. So that would be 15 guys
Just roll 15
in there.
D20.
Oh, I should probably just totally do that. But what it'll do is it'll group them into one roll.
Yeah, but
I
you can
think.
see how
Yeah.
many. You can see
Yeah.
all the individual dice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see all the individual dice.
Do you know what their wisdom bonus is? And you just add
Yes.
it yourself, right?
Yeah. So, what was the
Wow.
DC?
15.
15. So 1, 2. So I'm just gonna mark the ones that don't with a little bit of an icon. So 3. That's the 7. Where'd it go? And wow. So what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holy smokes! Wait a second. All of them except for 3 failed.
4. I count 4, unless they have a minus to
19,
their
16, and 17, right? What did you?
19,
Oh, there's
16,
a 16.
16.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna mark the ones that passed. If
Yeah.
y'all are okay.
Yeah. It might be easier.
Yeah.
Just give them a green
I mean,
dot.
Yeah. Exactly.
It still might be better to not mark the ones that failed because that distinguishes them from the rest of them. Yeah.
The other ones.
Okay.
Sorry.
Can I group? Let me see if I can do a control and just hit a bunch. No. Can I do a shift? No. Shoot. I suppose I could copy them. I spent too much time thinking about it. I'll just mark these as failed. Failed. Give me about 40 minutes, and I should be
Yeah,
done.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you can really plan your next move.
Yeah. We said there was 4 saves, right?
Yeah.
Put him down. Put him down. I'm gonna roll the woman actually independently.
The leader.
Yeah. That should get about 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and she'll whirl. And it was wisdom, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, she has the same save as the other one, so I'll count her with the original rolls. Sorry about that. I thought she would have had a different roll. So, all right, there's our 4. Saved.
What? This house saved?
There's one in the back that we didn't mark then.
Oh, okay.
Him.
I see her. Thank you. Got him.
Yep.
All right, but hey, that does some damage.
That
Wow.
would be
Actually, does
my-
no damage.
that's
Well,
0
it
damage.
has an
Oh.
impact.
Yeah.
And she has a saber-tooth tiger too, actually.
Maybe that was the 12 you just rolled.
Yeah, so that'll be the 12, which would have also just been a fail. So I'll drop an icon in there for a tiger. Bear with me for a sec, but that'll be just a save fail.
A slow tiger.
Yeah, so there you go. All right, Izek.
Izek. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And Izek will cast Mirror Image.
Mirror Image.
Is her bar correct?
And as I cast Mirror Image, I'm going to take my magical axe and like bang it against my shield for flavor. Come forth to your death! Kind of in a rude attempt to taunt her away from the elk guy, because I'm like this gigantic ball of plate armor and, ready to kill her. And I have a feeling the other guy is not going to be as durable.
All right. On their turn, they basically assume that they kill on the same and kill one warrior from each tribe. So they're going to kill one warrior from each tribe on their turn. So we'll say that's. I know I'm just trying to skippity-doo-dah here a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Randomly 3. 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's a lot of warriors.
You're gonna kill
8.
12?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just there's specific outcomes here that they've kind of
Wow.
tapped into.
I guess
So
they didn't need our help.
That means the elk
Yeah.
warriors all die in one turn?
No,
yeah,
well,
they act as on a unified initiative, and you can forego making attack rolls for each tribe or warrior. Assume that they all act on the same initiative, and that one warrior from each tribe dies each round on that. Oh, one
Yeah.
per.
Yeah.
makes
that
much
makes
more
a lot more
sense.
sense.
Son of a gun.
Because
Okay.
you would lose
Ooh.
12 of the tiger guys and all 12 of the
Yeah.
elk guys in the first
Yeah.
round.
Like, what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like, wow,
Thanks
they
for
just
calling me out.
slaughtered them.
Yeah, it's like holy moly. So they'll act all on one go, and I think I got restored, and there'll be a dead here and
One
a
on
dead
each side.
there.
There you go.
Yeah, and that looks a little better. All right, which then goes to winter.
Interesting. Okay. The leader has taken damage, hasn't she?
I
Yeah.
don't think she has. She
No,
has.
she has. We all shot her.
Yeah.
On the
So she
first
took
round.
a
She
total of
she killed an extra warrior, by the way, and she has taken damage. And I'll scroll up to see.
24, 34, 36 damage
And-
total.
And I'm gonna tie her up with a longbow and a shoot. How far away can I cast that? Let's see. She's not that bad. She's within 90.
Oops, sorry. Wrong button.
Yep, she's 80 feet away. Or 75. So I'm going to hunter's mark her.
Yep.
She just happened to cross that line. And try the new shiny bow out on her.
Nice. A 21 hits for how much?
So that's 11 plus a d6. 12. And then a second shot. If that hits.
18 hits.
For 7. 10 total. So that's 11, 12, 22 total.
Nice. Yeah, she's bloodied. Her dragon,
And
or a tiger is not.
I'm going to stay where I'm at because everybody's in range. I don't need to run up. So.
Okay. Roz?
Oh, Roz is going to move to here. Or no. Roz is going to stay where he was. Yeah, that looks like. Yes, it does. Just barely.
Mm-hmm.
Roz is going to kneel and steady aim and take a shot. My short distance is 80 feet, so I'm just in range of her. So there. So you advantage.
20 hits.
For 21.
21. Yeah, she's down to less than a quarter of her original hit points for bloodiness.
Cool. That's my turn.
All right. They all moved on the previous initiative. The tiger bounced forward just because I don't think he took an action, and he is going to attack.
He's slow. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So what is he? Half speed?
Yep. Half speed.
So he's going to move 20 instead of 5, 10, 15, 20. So he's going to move to here because he's slowed, and that's going to be his turn. And the other one's kind of moved in one initiative round, so we'll count them done as well. Which goes to Juval.
Juval will firebolt the leader. Oh.
Oof. Sizzles in the snow.
Yeah.
Sizzles in the snow nearby. Anything else?
No, I'm just maintaining concentration.
Okay.
Isaac will booming blade with his shockingly sharp axe. So first we roll 1d2.
Are you attacking the tiger?
I am attacking the tiger. Yeah. No, yeah, I'm gonna attack the tiger. I don't have to move because I have reach.
Mhm.
I look at that tiger and I think, man, Izzik would like a new cloak.
Oh my god.
All right,
Terrible.
so on the description it says lightning, so I'll be doing lightning damage this time if I hit. So a 22 to hit, and
22 definitely hits.
It's the 12 for slashing.
Yep.
But also 2 lightning.
Okay.
So 14.
Yep.
And then on top of that, it is booming blade. So 5 thunder damage. So a total of 19.
Yep. That's on the if you moves, correct or no?
19 right now.
Yep.
And then another 15 if it moves.
Gotcha. All right.
Finally, I had a good second roll. Wow. 7 and an 8. Look at that.
All right. On their turn, one from each party dies. So I'm just going to randomly choose folks. And then she will kill a second elk warrior.
What does the elk chief do? Does he not kill?
With all of them
He is. So we're not rolling individual stuff. What he is doing, he's doing fire bolts. He's got flame cantrips that he's firing in their directions. And the others are using spears. In fact, I'll even say they advance a bit just to kind of mix it up a little bit.
With almost half of them slowed, are they still able to kill a warrior each turn?
Well, it's one warrior per side per turn, so it's
right.
Yeah,
but I mean,
programmed.
half of them, it doesn't matter.
We'll just kind of tidy it up a little bit.
Because they can't really move full. They can't really take a bonus action.
Fair.
Action.
Yep. No, that's a fair point. I'll take that into account next initiative round if you're cool with that. I think that's a valid point. I apologize. It's a little late for me. My brain gets a little mushy at this time of night. But we'll tighten up the ranks a little bit as they all move forward, and we'll do some mass casualties. These guys will move forward too, and we'll go to Winter.
She's still up. Fire 2 more at her. There's a 13 hit.
I believe a 13 does hit.
Wow.
Oh. For 19. 22.
22. She is literally one leg standing here. Very rough looking.
Second shot then.
19 hits and she goes down.
7 and... Oops, why did I do that? Yep, that would have been 13.
Yeah, she had 1 hit point left.
Or 12, yeah. Oh well. All right. Next.
Roz.
Get him, Roz. Get him.
I mean...
Eye of the Tiger, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. The mechanics are doing mass casualties rather than direct attacks. I think we should just whittle them down rather than worrying about individuals. I mean, I was hoping they would run after the leader was dead, but
they show no sign of stopping at when she falls.
Yeah.
That guy has an ally.
Yeah, he does.
Just
No, yeah, I was gonna steady aim, but I mean, I didn't.
Still steady aim.
Yeah, I'm not gonna move. I'm going to steady aim and fire at that guy. See?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw.
Okay, that one. So that is at advantage. Holy shit! Wow. For 28.
Yeah, and he goes down.
Okay. It was actually the one just southwest of him because he's within 5 feet of an ally.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Thank you for that.
So, yeah, that's my turn. I can just plink one off at a time, basically.
Okay. And the tiger is going to move, so he takes 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage, yeah.
Which brings him down quite a bit. He makes a bounding action in your direction, and he pounces. So he's gonna make a claw attack to hit. A 13, which I'm assuming does not hit.
No.
So he kind of jumps on you, but his momentum does not, knock you prone. The weight, you feel the weight hit, but it doesn't strike true, and you're able to keep your feet.
He presses against the shield, and I kind of shove him to the side so he doesn't take me down.
And we go to Juval.
She will firebolt the tiger. For 6.
21 hits. It is still up, but it's looking awfully singed and messy.
That is all.
Isaac.
Isaac is going to...
he can't take a reaction because he's slowed. If you want to walk away, you can.
I know. D2. So doing cold damage this time. And it is another booming blade. And I will attack. Does an 18 hit?
An 18 does hit.
And then I will step back, but I'm going to finish doing my damage here.
Yeah.
So it's 13 from that.
He only had 10, so you knock him down as he takes the shot from Juval. You cross him with the blade, and he lays prone in the snow.
Ka-chunk.
Kaboom.
And at that, I'm just going to 5, 10, 15. We'll start wading into combat.
Yeah. Which will put a couple more deaths here. In fact, to your point with the slowed ones, we'll keep one death off the books for a round or two just to balance things out. And we go to Winter.
Oh, all right. Target this one on the bottom. See if I can get a good hit. Maybe.
That counts as a good hit.
So that'd be 9. I did not switch the hunter's mark. Damn. That's 9. I'll do another shot at him.
Okay.
17.
The second shot definitely drops him.
Okay. And bonus action, I will target that one. Okay. With the hunter's mark. So next round, I'll have it all set up.
Nice.
And Raz. Yep.
That guy.
Yeah. Did you run? Okay. Yep. So that guy is down. So just just a little metagaming. AC 12, 11 hit points on these guys, so you can drop them fairly quickly once you hit them.
Yeah.
And on their next round, right after Isaac at that 9 initiative slot, I think I'll start going into more individual attacks because you're kind of getting a little intermingled. So just a heads up. The tiger is down, so we're going to go right to Juval.
Juval will firebolt this one.
Oh, a 10 does not hit.
The dice gods are mean.
Which brings us to Isaac.
I'm gonna do it again. They're not resistant to damage, right?
Correct.
So the guy right next, the guy right here. 14.
Yep, that's a hit and death.
Wow.
And then I'm just gonna move on down the line.
Yep.
Those guys each have -2 AC, although I don't think it really matters.
Oh yeah, I forgot these guys all have -2 AC as well.
So we'll take one more off the board just for the crew, and then the ones that are around Isaac are going to attack you directly, Isaac. So they're armed with spears. So 20 hit.
Nope.
Nope.
22 AC.
So they are
Wow,
2
jeez.
misses.
Plate armor, and I just bought a +1 shield. I mean, it's
Yep.
the way it goes.
Which brings us to Winter.
And I'll go for the one I targeted down here. Yeah, this guy here. And first round. He's not wounded, so that's 7. So that's 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage. We'll finish him off.
Okay. Take a second shot. I'll go after this one.
This one right here.
Yeah, bottommost one. No, that'll probably miss.
11 does not hit.
It has -2 to its AC.
Oh, then it does hit. Thank you.
Oh my god. So he only takes 4. He's not damaged.
Yeah, right.
So now he's slightly damaged.
Yep.
And that's my turn.
Roz.
We're going for the northernmost guy.
Yep, him.
He's dead.
He is dead.
Wow.
Ka-plunk, ka-plunk, ka-plunk.
Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. We
Let's
need a
see,
repeating crossbow. Get
It
like
really,
5 a
it
shot.
really, I know it really is like Legolas, just like thunk, 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 thunk.
Yeah.
There's 4 of them are gonna attack you, Isaac. So 1, 2, 3,
Ooh, 1 hit.
4.
One crit.
Does the 21 hit?
21 does not. 23 does though.
Okay, yeah. So the crit, I'm just gonna roll damage twice, right? So it's a 5 and a 7. Holy smokes! So that's piercing. Oh wait, you've got mirror image.
I do.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
I have to roll a d20.
Yeah.
And he misses me.
And he misses.
It's
He
one of
destroys
yours.
one of my images. I had to roll a 6 or higher.
The other battle just falls out with some random deaths here and there, which puts us at Juval.
Juval will attempt to take out this one that is injured.
Okay.
Wow.
Holy smokes, and yes, you do.
Wow.
We fall down.
And Isaac.
This time Isaac is going to use green flame blade instead. But it all depends on an attack. So I'm going to attack this guy here.
Okay.
With my axe. I'm going to do 13.
Yep.
That's 13 plus 8. So he goes
Yeah,
right
he's
down. And then the
yep.
next guy here would take 8
Yep.
damage.
8 damage, yeah. So he is still standing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to walk over here. But because they attacked me, they don't get attacks of opportunity.
Plus, I think they're slowed.
They don't
Yeah,
get
they have
reactions.
no reactions.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Are you just like bellowing as you go?
Like
Yeah.
my axe is
It's
wreathed
like-
in flame. My axe hits with a sonic boom. It's just I'm wading
Blowing
through
snow
them.
up around you.
Yeah.
I'll aim at this guy. I'll mark him first, though.
Okay, so you're transitioning your mark to him. Got it.
Yeah. 16 hit.
16 does hit, but for how much?
9 plus
14.
5, so that's 14.
Yeah, so he is down.
Okay.
A hunter's mark made a big difference on that one.
Yeah, it
So then I'll go. Let's see. I'll go for this one that's not wounded.
This one's wounded. If you probably take him down.
Yeah, I guess I'll shoot him off. The wounded one. And That will be 17.
Yep, that's enough.
And that's my turn.
They're getting wiped.
Roz.
Oh man. We're just gonna go.
These are like level 3 guys. Two
Nine
are
GP.
level 3 guys, and we're level
They
8.
are,
We're just like,
CR 1/8.
1/8. Yeah. Yeah. The guy here.
Mhm.
And just where is it? Short bow. You advantage. Roll a 22 for 26.
Oh,
He's double dead.
He's multiple dead. Exactly.
he can't be resurrected. You killed him so hard that his
That's true, I did.
grandfather, who's
Double.
already dead, he felt it.
Very, very dead. That's my turn.
All right. For their turn, we're gonna trade a couple of random deaths here. 1 and 2. Actually, it's the one right in front of you, Isaac.
Aww.
And then
He just saw me and
one
he's
by
like,
you.
"Ugh."
A spear comes flying past you and kind of sticks in his gut as he kind of buckles forward. There is one who's going to take a shot at you, Isaac, I think. Oh my gosh, with the worst ever.
He fell down. He
I-
tripped.
I feel like they pretty much need to crit me in order to hit me.
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly. One does move up actually within range, so we'll take another shot at you there, but I'm sure he won't
Sweet, I
hit.
can green flame blade again.
Yeah, exactly. And we go to Juval.
I'm going to shoot this one here.
Mm-hmm.
Pew, pew.
Ooh, the cold
Back
weather's
to
just throwing off your aim.
Wow, that's like
Isaac?
the third 3 you've rolled.
The dice gods. Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God.
crit
Goodness.
this dude with
Just cut him in
much
half.
damage, and then of course green flame blade to the second guy. So second guy takes 7 damage. First
Okay.
guy just gets immolated, like he goes.
Yeah,
up
he's
in
cut in
flames.
half. He is literally cut in half in flaming halves. And the other guy lost 7, so he is still standing but bloodied, and he is dead.
I'm gonna try to fix this right here.
Winter.
Go for the southernmost one, that one.
Okay.
I'm going to Hunter's Mark him. And
Got it.
He takes 8 plus. He takes 9.
Okay, so he is still standing.
Yeah, he's not damaged enough. Dang it. All right, I'll give him a second shot.
Yep.
Ooh, 16 plus.
That'll do it.
Yep.
The first one caught him pretty good.
Of course, I get better numbers on this one.
The first one caught him pretty good, and as he turned to face you, a second one caught him square in the throat and just drops into the snow. Which brings us to Roz.
The closest guy.
Okay. The man in front of you, his life depends on you killing this guy.
And he's dead.
He says, as this one raises up an axe to strike, whoops, wrong button. Raises up an axe to strike him. Your arrow swings by and catches him in the chest, knocks him back. At which point, he moves up. We'll do a couple random deaths. Actually, there's only 2 folks left, so we'll say this guy is dead, and this guy is dead.
On their turn? Oh, okay.
Yeah, this just joint initiative. I think that. So the only one left here is the one in front of Isaac. Well, it's Juval's turn.
There's 2 of them.
Two.
Guy
there's one. Yeah,
here.
okay. So he's coming around the rocks. I didn't even see him. Things.
He was
Juval.
hiding.
Nothing.
Oh, Juval.
Firebolt dice.
Sorry, I'm trying.
You're very distracted by the glare on the snow.
You've got one in front of you and one behind you, Isaac.
I'm gonna go for the one that's full.
Okay.
Go for him.
And he's gonna get green flame blade. No, he's gonna get a booming bladed.
Ooh.
10
10
damage
plus.
1 is
11.
11. Hold on.
That-
I have to do the green flame blade damage.
Yep.
Or booming blade, sorry. So 11 plus
16.
5 is 16.
Yeah. So the boom kind of shocks him forward, and
Kaboom!
he's faced first, which leaves one wounded, 4 hit point left tribe member. If Winter wants to clean up here,
Hunter's mark him, anyways.
always
And
best.
Literally, just the hunter's mark when it happens could kill him.
How
So
do you
that
want to do this?
just take his head off. Yeah.
Oh my god! Well, take his head off. So the arrow
Like,
slices
hello.
right through his neck, and he just kind of drops. His head hits a rock and explodes. How about that?
That's good.
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Leaving 4 elk tribe members, or 5, including
The
Mjolnir.
boss.
And the snow runs red with blood. The warriors, tribal warriors, are amped up but tired, and they kind of look around for more bodies to engage. But there's no one left here as the snow silently whips around the group. Once again, Mjolnir points towards the glacier and says, "We will hold. You go."
Mm-hmm.
I do the manly grasping his arm and chest bump thing again.
Brothers, brother.
I mean, you're
all that
welcome.
stuff.
But let's go.
And then, it's time to go.
Yeah.
All the snow covering all the bodies.
So holding the line behind you, the 4 or 5 weary warriors hold the line in the snow as you trod forward the last half mile or so. You approach an immense glistening wall of blue ice, which looks impenetrable. But you notice that a lighter colored stripe of ice nearly bisects the wall at one point, and that this must be the frozen waterfall that Veline spoke of. In fact, Professor Scant even acknowledges it. He says, "Yeah, this is it. You must read the rhyme, the poem itself." And I'm going to link it. Does anyone want to read the rhyme?
Don't get it off beat, right? Yeah.
Juval's got the book, yeah?
She's the bard.
Yeah, I think Juval, the bard who has the book, has to read the rhyme.
I think that this lady should read the rhyme.
Okay, she will read the rhyme, which is 5 verse. So she reads the rhyme. Boom. How do you like that? And as the last words of the
boom,
we bow to she who wears the crown. Let the world shiver with dread. Clad in winter's whitest gown, her snows enshroud the dead. Her fury sheds out but frozen tears as gray clouds issue forth. Her wind across the wasteland shears, bringing blizzards from the north. Ice-kissed flowers caught mid-bloom, beauty kept in all its grace. The summer's gone to its silent tomb, stilling in her cold embrace. All the world's in winter white, sheathed in sleet and ice. Set upon never-ending light, she conjures paradise. Behold her everlasting rhyme. See how it covers all. Weep not for those she traps in time behind her glacial wall. Sovereigns of summer's lost and generals of winter's war, long live the queen of cold and frost. May she reign forevermore. And at the last, nevermore. At the last words of the poem are spoken, a rumbling sound comes deep within the glacier, and the noise reaches a crescendo as the great wall parts, and through the crack as the ice falls from above, you can see an opening that leads into the glacier. And I'm going to switch the map real quick. I think I will. Let me just make sure I got Fog of War on before I do that. I do. Okay. I was going to just walk you right in.
Oof, there's the answer. Yeah.
So once I get a little bit of a render here, you were up. I don't know if can you see me up here in the corner?
Yep.
And so the glacier breaks and there's a bit of a cross here, and the tunnel goes in this direction. I'll even give a little bit more light there. And I would like to suggest at the top of the hour, we use this as our cliffhanger as the team enters what is known as the Caves of Hunger.
The Caves of Hunger.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Well, thank you for tuning in tonight, everybody. Unless somebody has a Twitch stream already picked out, I'm gonna say that I'm exhausted this evening and I just don't have it in me.
Same.
So,
Same.
thank you very much for tuning in, and we will raid someone again next time. Thanks. Goodbye.
See ya.